afternoon. Welcome to the Green Hill Pilgrim. This is Vinny G007. You can call me Vinny or Vince. Uh, right here, I have Alan, Cal, and also I got Pau. How are you guys? Let's start with Alan.
Hey, we're doing good. Thanks, Vince. Thanks for having us.
How about Cal?
What's up?
What's up? And Pau?
Why so formal?
I don't know. Okay, anyway, language will be English and Filipino, so either way,
What?
you start speaking English, we start speaking
Until
Filipino because
until
I
we
am
run out.
Filipino. Anyway, this is you'll see three subjects on the screen if you're looking. We're going to go through movies, TV, and games. So, first subject will be movies. So, pasok tayo sa movies. Let's see here. Any movies you've seen lately?
Captain Marvel?
There we
Alright,
go. That's the first subject, actually.
because because what else is there?
Yeah. Anyway, Captain Marvel. So, I'll get your opinions first. I'll go through one of you guys, then I'll be the last one to speak. So, did everyone see Captain Marvel?
Yep.
Great.
Yes.
I hope so.
Okay, let's start with Alan. What did you think of the movie?
Well,
Kung
really,
makahype pa eh.
I think it's very empowering for women, especially with Captain Marvel being one of the first Marvel movie starring with a female lead.
Hmm, great. What did you think of Brie Larson?
It's hot.
A lot of people actually
Feminist tas
thought she
naging
was
chauvinist.
stiff dun sa sa trailer.
No, but her intensity when she's portraying Captain Marvel is I don't know. It wasn't what I had imagined watching some some other shows or cartoon shows that
Hmm.
feature Captain Marvel. It's very different, but it fits.
Mm. Yep, that's what I thought too. Okay, how about Cal? What do you think of it?
I thought it was okay. I actually I don't know kung alam niyo yung controversy. I really never thought of it as like a feminist film. I thought Brie Larson did a good job, but interestingly enough, mas naaliw ako dun sa mga Skrull, tsaka
Yeah,
kay ano, tsaka kay pangalan nun, si Sam Jackson,
Sam
si Nick
Jackson,
Fury. Yeah.
Nick
Mas
Fury.
pa, I think sila yung dalawa yung nagdala ng film.
Yep,
So that's why.
Si Bill Mendelsohn.
Yeah. Yung leader ng Maskell, right?
Yeah, Talos.
Yeah, Talos.
Talos.
There you go. Yep. Yep. I like them. I thought Brie Larson did a good job. I mean, she was raised to be a shoulder, so how emotional can she get? You know, not really. Right, diba?
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I liked it, but I think I like Aquaman more. I think kung comparing two films, I think mas nag-enjoy ako sa Aquaman kaysa sa Captain Marvel.
Okay. Uh, how about you, Pao? What do you think of it?
Oh, I have many words to say, but but I think I think I'm in the same boat as Cal. Um, I like Captain Marvel. It's all right, but in terms of enjoyment, I think Aquaman was a bit more enjoyable for me compared to Captain Marvel. It's and it Brie Larson good. She does just enough with what she was given. um, good rapport with Samuel Jackson, so that was always good. I like the twist they did with the scrolls
Yeah.
because one thing I've noticed with Marvel is that they start to make twists in the movies that even comic fans don't really expect.
Yeah,
Because
I
they,
really like the twist.
yeah, because they're starting to figure out that if they stick too closely to the comics, that it won't be as um what how would you say that that comic fans won't find it something new, right?
Yeah.
It won't be fresh for comic fans. So they're starting to mess with even the expectations of, of what comic fans are getting. Because they also did the same thing with the Spider Verse,
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was really good.
yeah.
No, it
I
was, yeah.
and I
But-
don't even like Spider Man.
Yep.
what?
I don't like Spider Man, but I love
What?
Spider Verse.
What the heck?
What?
Get out of here, man.
Our reasons.
No, they did a really good job. Like I think Miles Morales
Yeah.
might be my favorite Spider Man now. You know,
Yeah.
Wow.
pero well, it was superior Spider Man tapos Miles Morales.
Yeah. I kind of like
Superior
Doc Ock as
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yep, I do. I really do.
Well, he still kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a universe,
But-
so
Yeah.
anything can happen.
But yeah.
It,
But in going back to Captain Marvel, so I think the main problem I had with Captain Marvel is that there's a lot of pacing issues. It, it's like it's trying to cram too many things into the 2 hours that it had. It's like what 2.5 hours? Was
Something
it?
like that.
Uh,
Roughly 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like there was a lot going on in there. It's like
You're right.
it's um it's not given a lot of time to sort of simmer in its own marinade.
That's a very good explanation.
you know who would. Sorry, go ahead.
Because I had the same problem with Thor Ragnarok. Because in Thor Ragnarok, after Odin dies, and
Spoilers.
Hela comes back.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. Spoiler alert after the spoilers. But anyway, it happens fairly early in Thor Ragnarok, so hopefully it's not too big a deal. But after Odin dies and Hela comes, but I mean, I don't think it's a big spoiler if it's the reason the villain appears. But if after Odin dies, right? It's like Thor and Loki aren't given enough time to process the death of their father,
Yeah.
and it's like
Tama.
they're just going back to, ooh, what a wacky adventure we're on. So
I actually like Thor Ragnarok a lot.
yeah. And it's not to say that I didn't enjoy Thor Ragnarok. I like Thor Ragnarok a lot, but it's got this same problem that I had with Captain Marvel, where certain things need a little more time to percolate so that you can process some of the scenes, and that it gives some of the characters room to breathe. But overall, I didn't find anything majorly wrong with the movie, and I like that. But yeah, going back to the positives, I like the twist to the scrolls. I liked how they did Marvel in this, and good solid performances overall.
Great. Okay, so on my side, yeah, I did love the movie. Not really love. I liked the movie. I didn't. It's not really great, per se. Um, the buddy cop movie part of Sam Jackson and Brie Larson. It's actually good.
Right?
That's actually fun.
Like
Mhm.
it was.
And other than that, if I'm going, I don't actually give ratings because ratings usually are different depending on the person. So I'll just use Conan O'Brien's rating. I love his rating system. So if the lowest score is Nick Fury, then the highest score is his eye patch, then I give it a Flurkin.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
that's better than his eye patch.
Okay.
You know. Before we
I
leave
still
the subject,
Hmm,
you know how they could have made the movie better?
hmm.
how
They should have cast Ashley Gosing Fiao as Captain Marvel.
Are we going into that already?
Damn, man.
Okay,
Okay.
I've said my piece. Thank you.
that,
Okay,
that
so
uh,
in other
I,
news,
I do have to question
mhm.
how did Goose get on Earth in the first place?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's like they just
It,
brushed that out. But
it's just
oh,
there.
and then boom.
As you've said,
It's like
it
But
what?
didn't simmer in its own marinade, so
but
it's
wasn't Goose already with Marvel?
Kasama niya.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
In one of their flashbacks, Goose is shown up to Brie Larson's character.
Hmm.
Mhm. Oh yeah, you're
Oh,
right. You're right. You know?
makes sense.
That may be
Do
it.
you know? Do you know sinong nauna? Was it Green Lantern or Captain Marvel? I really realized watching the movie that there's so many similarities between Green Lantern and Captain Marvel.
Uh,
Nauna si
the
Shazam.
comics that
That's
Captain
the
Marvel.
first Captain
Yeah.
Marvel.
Yeah.
No, I think Captain Marvel ba yung mo?
No, I mean, the Marvel, Captain Marvel. Because, like I said, yung nakuha niya yung powers niya when the alien crash, blah, blah, blah,
Well,
part of the
well,
intergalactic space force.
technically it doesn't matter because Captain Marvel before was Marvel. So it's not that he got his powers from a crash. He just got his powers because he's a
Yeah.
Kree.
No, I mean, timeline wise, I'm just curious kung sinong nauna, Kasi alam mo naman yung comics, di ba? They copy each
Yeah.
other. Like, Deathstroke became Deadpool, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah,
So
probably Green Lantern probably first
Yeah, probably Green
they're both
Lantern.
old.
because
Uh,
DC's always first. Yeah,
Oh.
DC rocks.
yeah.
DC rocks. Marvel sucks.
I'm kind of sad that yeah, the films haven't like panned out the way I would have liked. But
well, let's see how Shazam does.
yeah, that looks good though.
Well, at
Yeah.
least yung Green Lantern movie kind of put a little more character into Hal Jordan compared to the origin story. The original origin story in the comic book was kind of lame.
Well,
At least Ryan Reynolds did better as Hal Jordan than as the original Wade Wilson in X Men Origins.
well, all of that is not canon anymore. Remember, Deadpool went back in time and then killed Ryan Reynolds when he was reading the script. So
Yes,
In
yes, but
reality,
it still
it's
happened.
ano na, hindi na siya canon.
oh, wala na sa I'm like, really, that movie happened? I don't remember that movie.
Oh, I remember.
Okay, anyway, related to Marvel Studios, we're going to the Walt Disney Company. Officially, they are now the owners of Fox. My
Fox.
goodness.
Wow.
Like, what was it? 71 billion dollars?
Yeah, 71, 7.5, 71, somewhere in 7.
What?
That's crazy. I wonder
That's a
what they.
big difference between 7 and 7.75.
Yeah. I wonder
So
what they do with all that money.
I have no
Nothing.
idea.
Oh no, it is $71.3 billion.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Either way, everyone's happy. Comcast is happy because Disney overpaid.
That's
Then,
hilarious.
Fox is happy because they're bought by a big
They got
company, and Disney is happy because they now have rights to Alien.
You know what? I actually like the last Alien movie.
Which
which
one?
one was that?
The one with Magneto on it?
Oh, yun.
Okay. Assassin's Creed. Anyway,
Yeah, but I
Disney
guess that's-
Plus, malapit na. I'm not sure
Binenta
when.
na yung binenta na yung props ng yung mga Marvel shows sa Netflix. So they're
Yeah.
not going back there. For sure.
Yeah. Although
Yeah,
some of them
fine.
actually still have the license. I think they're just finishing the contract. So
Yeah, so now they're just kind of stuck in the same thing that who was it? Universal?
yeah.
Or Fox? Fox used to have the Daredevil license, right? And then
Yep.
they sort of let it expire after the Ben Affleck movie. And then
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
that movie.
Actually,
It was so bad.
hey,
I think the contract says
hey,
5 years
like-
without a movie.
Yeah.
It goes back to Marvel.
yeah, so I think Netflix has the same kind of deal. Like they have to have some time period where they don't do anything, and then it goes back to Marvel, and like Netflix doesn't care, so they're just gonna let that period expire. In the meantime, like Marvel's stuck because they can't do anything with the Netflix characters, which is a shame because because I really like where they left Daredevil season 3 off,
Yeah.
and
That
in
was a good
general,
TV show.
yeah, in general, I like the whole Netflix sort of Netflix Marvel universe. Even Iron
Especially
Fist.
Kingpin.
Oh, I actually like Punisher the best out of all the Marvel Netflix stuff.
Actually, I like how they made Punisher a sort of sympathetic character. Like
Yeah,
he's
yep.
you know there's something
Yep.
not right with him, but you can sort of understand why he's going
Yep.
around shooting,
Yep.
bang.
They did a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Really.
But
Na-humanize yung niya, yung massacre. All the people he killed. You don't think
shooty
he
shooty
put-
bang bang.
Exactly. He put a guy in a cement cement mixer or what, right? I mean, pero you still feel bad for him. Like, you know what? That guy
Yeah.
deserved it, that asshole, you know?
Yeah, and then Frank, I'm on your side, Frank.
I know, right?
You do you, Frank.
Yep. Be your best self.
Pero yeah, the Kingpin there was like yun yung definitive Kingpin sa akin.
Yeah.
Um,
Kasi nung napanood
like
ko yun doon sa, yun sa Spider-Verse.
Yeah, not Spider-Verse. That was so good.
Yeah. The Kingpin
No.
there did not reach my expectation.
Really?
Yeah, pero yung maganda sa Kingpin sa Spider-Verse, they gave him a New York accent.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is that it's standing in the shadow of Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like
It was too good.
I think
Yeah.
he should have been like, I don't know, that guy. For me, that Kingpin was too small. I wished he was. I mean, I know it's
No,
it's
right.
not like they want to make it as realistic as possible. Pero I want him to be at least parang, how Bane, yung the last movie in Batman Dark Knight Rises, right?
Rises.
Uh, the actor that was playing him is not a big dude, but for
Yeah,
some reason,
si Tom Hardy, si Venom.
yeah, Tom
Tom
Hardy,
Hardy.
yeah. For some reason in the movie, he's like huge, right? How they did it was perfect. He's not like cartoony huge, but like next to Batman, he's like, all right, Batman is a fit guy, but then when Bane is next to him kicking his ass, he looks tiny.
It feels kind of the same to me,
Oh, really?
but yeah.
Maybe
But,
personality lang. I don't know.
I'm more
Yeah.
used to
Kasi-
Mexican Bane.
That's the best Bane, actually. The original.
I will break the bat.
Yep.
Bruja. The Bruja.
First, I broke the bat. Then I broke the man. Awesome. Your time has come. Yeah.
See, that's what I don't get. How come the animated DC movies are so good, but the freaking live action ones suck?
Balance. Kasi Marvel doesn't have good animated stuff.
Yeah,
But they have good live
that's
action
true.
stuff.
Yeah, their animated stuff is crap.
Well, Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers was actually good.
Yeah, but then
The
you
first
compare
one.
it to like Justice League or Batman Adventures.
Not as good.
But Marvel cartoons have better theme songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Marvel cartoons are more Saturday morning cartoonish.
Yes.
Yeah, well, they're
You know-
Disney.
Naalala niyo ba yung ano?
Well, even before.
yung back in the day, that was the only good Marvel cartoons. Yung si Tony
Alin?
Stark, yung si Thor,
Tony Stark.
Rain. Yeah, that one. Oh, yep.
The 60s one?
Yeah, that was the good one. Like on
When
the
Captain
rainbow
America
bridge
throws-
of- Yep. That's it.
I can't say if it's 60s or 50s.
Yeah,
Somewhere in that time.
they call them motion comics now.
Yeah.
But back then it was just crappy animation. But it's
that,
good.
That was the animation that they had.
Yep. It was. I love that. Jack Kirby, rest in peace. Still, talagang yung art na is timeless. It's like
Yeah.
if you see a lot of the crap that's coming out, and that's
Yeah.
why I think Marvel's in trouble. So a lot of their stuff is the art's not good. The story's shit.
Marvel what? Marvel
Like-
the comics.
Yeah, they're in trouble. They're in trouble, right? Like Disney's thinking of shutting the comics division down.
Yeah, pero the comics in general kasi are not doing as well.
Oh yeah,
Kaya DC rin naman in trouble.
yeah.
I think the only publisher that's kind of not in trouble are IDW and Image.
Oh, Miller World got bought out by Netflix.
Yes, that's why they've got that's why they're starting with I forgot which
Supreme?
one they're starting.
Di ba Supreme yun?
I don't know.
Or
Pero I guess Umbrella Academy is like the testing ground.
did you guys watch that?
Nope,
I haven't yet.
I have not.
All right, next podcast. That's lovely for because I watched the whole thing, so I'm not gonna be boy spoiler and talk about it.
Okay, anyway, Disney Plus, I think will come in this year, 2019. It will feature new stories from Marvel's cinematic universe. They said something about Loki and Scarlet Witch having her own series. And for
Wow.
Star
In-
Wars.
wait. Loki and Scarlet Witch in the same series or in different series?
I'm not sure. It's not that clear. It's like they're on the same series, but
Because it sounds like a sort of an odd couple.
yeah,
Loki
in a
and
way, it
Scarlet
is.
Witch.
Then
Loki, what have
Star
you
Wars
done?
side, they're going to have the Mandalorian.
Ooh.
So it's a story about the Mandalorian.
Wait, Mandalorian like Star Wars?
Yep.
Yes.
Are
So
you,
they're going to
what?
make a TV series
What?
about the Mandalorian. So I think it's
Like-
Taika Waititi who's going
The-
to
wait.
direct it.
the Mandalorian, like Boba Fett, or just the Mandalorian
Just
Mandalorian?
the Mandalorian, I
Just
think.
the Mandalorian.
I'm not sure. They
Like
haven't
Mandalore?
disclosed any
Yeah,
details.
I think so. I hope like
Ooh.
like that guy in Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah,
What's
Mandalore.
his name?
Mandalore. Yeah. So it's Mandalorian in general.
Oh,
It could be
was that the
male,
name
it
of the
could be
guy?
female.
Yeah, the name is Mandalore. That's the name of the very first. That's why he was so good. They named the entire race after him. He was so badass. And then lahat ng parang Caesar, yung title ng Caesar, 'di ba? Pinas down, oh, he's the Caesar. Yung ganun, Mandalore. Siya yung Mandalore the Brave, Mandalore the blah blah blah. So lahat ng leader ng mga Mandalorian, Mandalore ang pangalan.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but there's always, the original Mandalore. If I remember it
Mandalore.
correctly, if I remember, medyo matagal na yun eh. Knights of the Old Republic pa yun eh.
Yeah, but Knights of the Old Republic is no longer canon.
Yeah, which sucks.
Thank you, Disney.
Nag- Hashtag clean sweep.
That really sucks though. That was one of the best Star Wars stories ever.
Yeah, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, all of the books are not canon anymore, right? Too, right?
Which Old Republic is this? Is this the video game?
Yeah, the
Yes.
first one.
Yeah, first one, BioWare, when they were still good.
Yep.
Still good.
When they were still headed by the two doctors.
when they were still BioWare.
Yeah.
When they weren't picking up by EA.
Kasalanan ng EA to.
Man, I don't know if you want to open that can of worms right
Yeah,
now.
no.
Too late, man. Too late.
Especially since I'm still very too deep into Anthem
Oh,
right now.
ayun.
Anthem is just riddled with stuff.
Ayun. Ayun.
Oh, Anthem versus Destiny Go.
I actually like Destiny more, really.
Then Anthem.
Yeah, if they had like a third person view that you can switch to, no, but I don't know if people would still play. I don't know, maybe people would still play it, but like, I don't know. I just like the loot better. The shooting feels better to me. I mean, the story, as crappy as it is, I think is better. I don't know. I'm just may
Anyway,
baka biased ako, bias.
in regards to
Bias for bias.
Destiny,
Hashtag
loot
bias
is
for BioWare.
way better than
Yeah, I'm sorry, man, but not even Ashley Gosing Fiao can sell me Anthem. That's
How
how
about
it is.
how about Ashley in cosplaying as an intercept?
No, man, no. No. I would still have a boner, but no.
My goodness. Anyway, regarding the Fox and Disney part, you'll know it's official when it shows up on the web page. When you see Bart
It did?
Simpson. Bart Simpson, Deadpool.
Bart Simpson, the
Avatar.
esports star.
Yes.
Yeah.
GG.
I hope they start doing the Simpsons intros in Disney shows.
Maybe.
Oh.
Oh, speaking of intro and going back into Captain Marvel, did you guys see how the tribute they made for Stan?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was the best.
Palakpakan eh.
Standing ovation.
Did they clap in your theaters?
No. I thought they were all assholes. I'm like, seriously? Actually, nang we were watching it, ako lang,
Oh, me too.
I did that.
I
And
was-
then nobody else said anything. I'm like, really? This guy died.
Although usually pag nanonood ako, alanganing oras din. Kaya usually it's like 5 of us in the theater. But you can hear whoa on the side. So yeah, it's pretty good.
I watched in a full house. Considering it was a weekday, 4 o'clock, so it's like Oh.
Yeah, I watched pretty late too, but the theater was really full. And then when they were doing the yung Marvel credit and all these cameos, parang nalubagan yung loob ko. Parang wow, this is a good thing they're doing. And then when they showed him spoilers, when they showed him on the train, I
Yeah.
don't know if you've seen Mallrats, but that's the whole
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mallrats.
Yeah,
yeah.
yung script.
Na para akong napaiyak kasi yung Mallrats. Hindi, I grew up with that movie. That's like one of the movies that shaped my adulthood. And then I remember him. He was not as big as he was then. I mean, as he was now, I should say.
Ay.
Pero just remembering that, para akong wow. I'm like, wow, Stan, thank you. Thank you for everything. All of this stuff wouldn't have been possible. If you weren't around.
Actually, according to Kevin Smith, during that time kasi Stanley was already weak. So he
Oh,
couldn't really
talaga?
speak.
Oh.
So
So, hindi
Wow,
siya CG.
90s pa lang yun?
So kumuha pa sila ng mga retakes ng voice ni Stanley saying his lines para ilagay dun sa movie na yun. Para marinig yung voice niya. Para
Specific sa
maging
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
si Kevin Smith yung unang na-spoil dun sa part na yun.
Well, I think didn't he
I
talk
guess,
about this in
'cause-
the video?
Yeah, he actually talked about it in his video. So you can check his YouTube channel.
Pinlag pa si Kevin Smith eh.
Okay, so next movie, who actually saw Maquia?
Not me.
Or, Sayawasa?
What?
Nope, not me.
Not yet. Okay, anyway, Maquia is about a race of immortals. And when they were attacked, these immortals kind of lived in the... naalis sila dun sa village nila. So, basically, it's about an immortal that actually gets a child. And she actually raises him. So, it's actually a good movie. Naiyak ako sa dulo. So, for those who want to watch it, I think it's available on Blu-ray now. I don't see any streaming services actually doing this, showing this movie. But the heck.
Is it animated?
Yeah. It's
It's somewhere in the
animated.
internet.
The character designer is actually the same guy that designed Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yoshida?
Yeah. So
Oh,
when
okay.
you see the characters,
Mga walang ilong.
looks halos walang ilong, yes. No nose.
Pero may paa. May paa.
May paa.
Parang Vagrant Story, gano'n, di ba?
Yeah.
Bravely Default.
Vagrant Story, I think was it the same guy? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
same
same guy.
character
The
designer.
artist I thought was the same
But-
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his crazy goth period. It's like Final Fantasy Tactics was his like his innocent childhood drawing age, and then he became an edgy goth. He entered his edgy goth phase in Vagrant
Naging,
Story.
naging edgelord siya. Edgelord.
Yeah. And then he went back, like Bravely Default was his like, I'll try to recapture. Like he settled into his style by then. So like naging comfortable na siya with the childish kind of look.
Okay, next movie. Let's go to exit na dito. How to Train Your Dragon. It's the third movie. Who saw this one?
Not
did.
I.
Everyone
Third
did?
and the last movie.
I didn't.
I didn't see Alan.
Actually, it's a good movie. I liked it. A
No,
lot.
no, it's a really good closing to that.
So does it actually tell you how to train your dragon?
Well, look for the book. That's how it tells
Spoilers.
you how to train your dragon.
So wala nang 4.
I don't know. You'll never know.
Spoilers
No,
eh.
DreamWorks,
never
you know.
underestimate. Yeah, never underestimate the
True.
force of will.
Money
I
works.
don't know.
Power of money.
If they're gonna
Yeah,
make a
for
fourth, it's kind of like Naruto transitioning into Boruto.
What? Boruto's dad?
What? They're related? What?
Boruto's the son of the Hokage. What?
Actually,
I thought they're just
Spoiler.
ripping off the name.
I thought Ice Age 3 was actually the last one. Then they started making more. So you'll
Nakakatawa,
never know
no?
with this one.
Well, ilan before time nga, di ba?
Oh my
How
god.
many was it? 9?
Yep.
9 Ilan before times?
How
like
many of
a
those
amount
were
of
like
Final
straight to DVD
Fantasies.
though?
8?
Can't even tell if Disney will continue Land Before Time.
Yeah. Right up there with
Do they
like
own-
Little Mermaid 3 or something like that, right?
Oh my gosh.
Wait until they
Cinderella thing.
acquire the rights for Jurassic Park,
But
and
you-
then they'll make a Land
They're
Before.
gonna milk that cow.
Wait. Who owns it? Universal, huh?
Universal yata. Then you'll never
Yeah,
know
but-
when they'll actually acquire it.
Yep. No, you're right.
Well,
Hopefully not,
Universal
'cause-
does own Hulk, so yeah.
NBC Universal.
Miss Universe.
Really? Playing Marvel is paying Universal
No.
royalties when they use them in the movies?
No. So Universal has a different kind of deal with Hulk. So it's different from how the Sony thing works out. Marvel is allowed to use Hulk characters and Hulk himself, but they cannot. But if they put him in a standalone movie, then Universal has to distribute it. That's why there hasn't been a standalone Hulk movie since The Incredible Hulk.
Mm. Which kind of sucks because there's a lot of good Hulk stories, man. Like Planet Hulk, World War Hulk.
Right.
They're so
Planet Hulk is essentially Thor Ragnarok.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
the reason
Yung
why
backstory.
it's
That's what-
inside Thor Ragnarok because of the
Yeah.
license.
Yeah, that's so that's what they're doing with Hulk now. They're trying to incorporate him into the other MCU movies so that they don't need to get Universal involved.
What's a side character, huh?
Yeah.
Which sucks. It really
Yeah,
does.
but
That's my favorite character right there. Aside from the X-Men, Hulk. You know, it's my
Yeah,
favorite
but-
character.
yeah, but there's if you're gonna make a Hulk movie, it's like how many
Don't
variations?
cast Eric Bana.
Hey, I like Hulk greater than the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, Eric
Don't
Bana
that be
movie,
you?
the one by
Yeah.
Ang Lee.
Yeah. I like that
that's
more than
actually
the.
good. They kind of
Incredible
changed
Hulk.
the rules of Hulk a bit. More angrier the bigger he is, so he's huge in that movie.
Yeah, because the problem, right, is that if you're taking a Hulk movie, there's only so many variations you can do of the me get angry, me Hulk, me smash, and then me save the day.
Yeah. What do you call this? You're right. Pero I don't know. There's a pretty good stuff. Like I said, there's pretty good stuff out there.
Well, yeah, but I don't trust Universal to pull that off.
No, probably not. But like Hulk, World War Hulk would be awesome. Like
Yes, but I don't
it
trust.
doesn't have to be a
Universal.
Hulk movie. It would probably be an Avengers movie. It would be
Which
the
is what-
Avengers versus Hulk.
Yeah, which is what's going on with, which is what essentially Marvel is doing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
So- So you just give it time. They'll probably think of something to. They'll probably do like Iron Man, World War Hulk, or something.
Okay. Anyway,
Like-
back to the subject. In How to Train Your Dragon, really good movie. I do suggest it.
Ang layo na segue natin.
Segue. Yan talagang segue.
Oo. Nilipad ng dragon yung ano yung discussion.
Okay, next
Hidden World.
one. Alita. Who saw Alita?
I'm planning to watch it still.
Oh,
I love
I really
ballet.
want to watch it.
Anyway, if
haven't
you've
seen it.
seen the anime, you've seen this movie. It's
Oh wait,
exactly the
there's an
same.
anime?
It's
Akala ko manga
exactly
lang.
the same. The way they made it, actually, it surprised me. I went in with a low expectation, and when I saw it, yeah, it was really good. But it's sequenced exactly like the anime. They just modified a few things, but pretty good.
So
That's the way you do it.
So it's better than Dragon Ball Evolution?
I'm not sure why you compared it with that.
Oh, you know what's gonna be as good as Dragon Ball Evolution? You guys
What?
are probably gonna hate me, but have you guys seen the leaked Sonic posters?
No.
Yes.
Oh my god, the movie is gonna be so bad.
You
gonna be so
never
bad.
know. You never seen it yet, man.
It's freaky, man. It's freaky. Kita mo yung pa ni Sonic? That guy,
Nikes,
parang
man.
Muscles.
yeah,
Muscles.
he's like skip everything but leg day, you know? Parang yun naman, ang laki ng ano, parang braso yung paa niya.
I know it's gonna suck, but I still watch it because
Oh my
I'm a
God.
Sonic fan.
Tapos
So,
yung they got rid of his gloves, man. Did you see yung kamay niya? He has white
Yeah.
fur on his hands. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
yeah.
Are you
yeah.
kidding me?
I'm crying inside, but I'll still watch it. Because
Ikaw ang problema. Why are you supporting crap like that? That's why they're,
because
oh,
I'm a
it's good.
Sonic fan.
I me too.
Because I'm a Sonic fan.
I wonder
Because I'm trash.
do you know who they're getting to play that guy?
Yeah, what's his name? Man, I don't even remember his name.
Not Urkel?
Nope.
My God,
Uy, siya yung
original
voice ni Sonic
voice.
sa ano. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Wait, that's
Urkel also voiced Sonic's sister. If that's not disturbing enough.
Underground.
Yep.
My God. I'm not
I
sure what they
watched
were
that.
thinking when they made Underground, but
They weren't thinking. That's the point.
I think they
But
were.
I still watched it. I still watched it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I'm part of the problem.
Yep, you are part of. Shame on you for funding this abomination of Sonic.
No, but Sonic. What Sonic?
Sonic is.
Sonic.
I don't know. I'll see it. We had low expectations for Transformers, and it turned out pretty good. Then the
Which one?
sequels.
Oh,
Then Bumblebee. It's back. Okay.
I
You
haven't
could
seen
actually
that
do
one.
the G1. The-
Bumblebee is better than all the other Transformers movies combined.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, do you guys? Speaking
Like-
of Transformers, do you know Cybertronic Spree?
What's
What?
that?
They're a band in YouTube. Cybertronic Spree. Alam mo yung ano, yung polyphonic spree? Yung parang kulto sila, kumakanta sila. There's like 10 people and they're all like singing in the choir. Polyphonic spree. So these guys, they actually cover like yung Power Rangers theme, yung you got the touch, yung ganun. Tsaka,
There.
yeah, exactly there.
I think there are only two songs really. You've got the touch in there.
Yeah, and then they also covered the Immigrant Song, which they did a really good job. So these guys are dressed up in Transformer suits. Si RC, yung
I've
lead
seen
singer
that,
nila,
I've seen that, yeah.
yung lead guitar is Rodimus Prime. Tapos si Shockwave yung drums. Who else would be drums, right?
Yeah.
Yung ano yung three-face na yung lumulutang, what do you call that guy?
Crypticon.
Yeah.
A Quintesson.
yeah, whatever. Yung para silang yung
Oh,
parang they're the ones deciding on who lives or dies or something like that.
Ah, yeah,
Like
yung
there's like three.
quintessence.
Yeah, yeah. So that guy
The
plays
five
bass.
faces.
Yeah, yeah. So he plays bass, or either him or Unicron plays bass, or Unicron I think plays rhythm guitar. You have to look it up on YouTube. It's
Yeah,
they're
I've seen
great.
it. RC is the lead singer, I think.
Yep, RC is the lead
Yeah,
singer.
yeah. I think
It's
you
really good.
posted
They're
that
really
in
good.
Messenger.
Yep, yep. I did post it on Messenger. They're really good. So wala na segue lang.
That's
there's
pretty good.
Soundwave but no blaster.
Mm.
Oh. Oh.
May Soundwave, meron na siyang stick na ano eh, yung glow stick ni Wave.
Oh, pero sa Blaster. Blaster.
I think Blaster
Blast
plays
me.
drums once in a while. I don't know.
Okay. Next subject na tayo. Dragon Ball Super. I'm sure you all seen this.
Broly?
Broly. Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so who wants to start? Let's start with Pao muna. How do you find Dragon Ball Super Broly?
Speaking as someone who's a casual Dragon Ball fan, it made me buy Dragon Ball Fighters. So
No, that's good.
and I have barely played Dragon Ball Fighters, but I have the because it's on my Xbox, and my Xbox is currently in a box in my apartment, and I'm here in the hotel. So
You know, they have a Switch version.
yeah, but I bought the Xbox One version because it was on sale when I was in Manila. So it's like the complete what was that the sort of complete edition with the first season pass.
Season Pass, yeah.
Yeah, so I have all the characters there, and it was only $50 for the entire thing. So yeah, so I got it when I was in Manila because I also wanted to play it. My brother wanted to play it, so
Yeah, it's a good
it
game.
worked. And I watched Broly twice. Once
Wow.
in Seattle, once in Manila, and Manila had the dub. No, the sub.
The subversion, yeah.
The one in Seattle. Yeah,
You know
'cause
what?
The one in
Kala ko
US.
Filipino dub niya.
I was gonna
Ghost
say,
Fighter.
I was gonna say, we are better dubbers than Americans. I'm telling you,
I would say so, yes.
right?
Oh, Broly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how they always incorporate, I guess, the Pinoy humor
Yeah,
whenever they dub
Yeah.
anything.
they really do.
Great.
Yeah.
Wala naman yung ano sa Yu Yu Hakusho, yung si Eugene versus Taguro. Tapos yung crowd, tapusin, tapusin, tapusin.
Man, that stuck with all of us in high school.
I know, right?
Oh. Well, that
When
be, I
Yu Yu
didn't watch
Hakusho was Yu Yu Hakusho actually had the movie, the Ghost Fighter, the movie. I saw it in theaters. My God, it was
That was a good
packed.
movie. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
What wasn't it one of the first anime movies they've shown in theater
Not
Yeah.
necessarily.
Nope.
I
aside from
think-
Dragon Ball?
Aside from Dragon Ball, yeah. It's one of the few. But now it's common here in the Philippines now to get a lot of anime movies. But it's
Like
on
Your
select
Lie in
theaters.
April or something like that.
Yeah.
or the-
Your Lie
yeah.
in April, Your Name. It's
Your
also
Name, yun, Your
Name.
Firework.
You're
shown.
yeah, your Lie in April is technically not the anime movie.
hmm
It's the live action adaptation of the anime.
Yeah, the live action one. It was
Yeah.
definitely
Well,
shown.
you know, I mean, to me, that's a. Well, I guess to me that's still, you know, like an anime movie. You know.
Well,
That's
they
like
regard
technical
Tokusatsu as
the-
anime in Japan, so
Then Boys Over Flowers should be an anime movie.
yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
hey. So Cal, how do you like the movie?
I'm gonna be the. You know what? Broly is my favorite Dragon Ball character. not because he's overpowered or anything like that, pero because he was mysterious and you didn't really understand yung motivation niya.
Mhm.
I think before they retconned him, he was just crazy. You know? Oh, right. He
Eh,
was just crazy.
yeah.
Um,
What's your power level?
yeah, the movie. I don't know how I feel about the movie. I thought it was a good movie, but there was a lot of things that I didn't like about it. Like yung the movie really I thought really wasn't about Broly. Um,
Mm, yeah, not really.
right, right.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
yeah. I get I get what you're saying
yeah,
because the whole opening scene was kind of like it gave a bit of a Star Wars kind of vibe, like
yeah,
oh the Cyan race is like this,
yeah,
Mhm.
and then it became a Superman kind of movie.
yeah. The funny thing is, it's like yung father niya parang mas marami pang FaceTime kaysa sa kay Broly, you know? And I don't know who freaking designed the father. I'm like, okay, you just came back from a deserted planet. Yung all your clothes are messed up. They give you a pick of whatever you want to wear, and then you wear a pink skirt. I mean, really?
See,
Hindi niya ba napansin yun? That shit was bothering me the entire movie. I'm like, he's trying to look cool, yung forearms niya is crossed. He has the
hey,
armor, the Saiyan armor, whatever. And then tapos meron siyang mahabang palda na pink. So I'm like, what? I don't know.
I'm not gonna pick a fight with the Cyan.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how they characterize him. I don't think I liked it that well.
Paragus.
Yung
So
no, I
Bardock.
mean I mean Broly.
Oh,
I mean, I learned more about Goku really in that movie than Broly. You learn about why he has the fur waist, why he has that choker, but that's about it. But like overall, I love Dragon Ball Super. I think they did a good job, but I think it's a little bit lacking. Like I enjoyed the Beerus movie, and well, I would rank it Beerus, and then Frieza, and then that would be the last out of all those Dragon Ball Super movies.
Oh, the no. Well, technically, it's the only one super movie.
Yeah, but they did release the like
Like starting from the rebirth.
yeah, but and then I don't know, man, and hinintay ko siya mag Ultra Instinct. I mean spoilers, but hinintay ko siya mag Ultra Instinct, and then I'm like, dude, why didn't you use Ultra Instinct?
He
I'm
did.
like, no, he didn't. Did he?
No?
He did.
Did he?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, yung right before yun yung right if I'm remembering right, this is right before spoilers, Frieza killed Paragus. Kasi di ba yung time na yun was yung Goku was having the advantage already over
Mhm.
Broly. And then Frieza decides to do something para mag Super Saiyan si Broly or something. And then like right before that is when he activates Ultra Instinct.
Oh, I guess I didn't even notice it.
Well, it's very.
Well, it's a short time, pero yun yung parang ano ba to? It's like the scene in the one, yung kay Jet Li, when he suddenly shifts his style from yung hard kung fu style to uh, a soft Tai Chi style.
oh wait, is
Yun
that
yung
is that
parang
the scene where he like powered up through each and every transformation
yeah
that he
yes.
had?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw a glimpse of it, but I don't think he used it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we have to rewatch it.
Yeah, you have
So
to watch it.
I was waiting for the silver hair, the dodging stuff like the Matrix, and
Yeah.
it was like, well, I'm like, why did you? What? Like, I don't know.
Well,
I have to
Di
rewatch
niya
it.
kailangan eh. Doesn't need it.
Doesn't need
Pero,
it.
pero if I'm not mistaken, kasi like I said, I'm a casual Dragon Ball fan, so I'm not completely into like the lore of how Ultra Instinct differs from Super Saiyan Blue in terms of what his abilities are.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I will say this about Broly: the animation is so good that I couldn't tell which parts were by Toei Philippines.
Well, the last part was really good. Yung talagang nagsasapakan na sila, that was really good.
Yeah, yeah,
But then like all the scenes leading up to the fight, you really can tell where the budget went. You know, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it's not a knock, but it's still on par with the TV show, the
Well,
quality at the very
well,
least.
yeah. No, it's better. If you because I watched I hadn't watched the Resurrection of F before Broly. So
Mhm.
after I saw Broly, I watched Resurrection of F. You can really see yung difference in animation quality.
Mm.
And
So
I think it's a different director.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a different director
probably,
from the previous movies. So yeah,
yeah.
you'll
Also
see a
this,
significant difference in style.
yeah. Also this is one of the first, is one of the only movies where Akira Toriyama had the
Input?
some, yeah.
Okay, how about Alan? What did you think about the movie?
I mean, it's great. Not much great. It's great because it's Dragon Ball, but
Preach it,
I kind
brother.
of agree with Cal because it's really more going into, or they have Bardock, or the just like what I said, the Star Wars I'm a father thing going on. Pero I really like Broly because he's also one of my favorite characters before
Woohoo!
this one. Because this is the one that they made him canon, diba?
Yep.
Yep.
And
Yep.
if you all watched yung actual Dragon Ball Super series, everyone was so excited when there's that female Broly coming up.
Yep.
It just shows how much fans really want to see Broly come.
Okay.
Plus yung
Mhm.
Ultra Instinct, I think that's just their way of resetting yung power levels nila.
Flat armor.
Magkakaroon na yan ng Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct or something kasi
Escalation
just how
problem.
right, just how Goku looks like when he's in Ultra Instinct mode, it's back to just the normal one with the grayish aura.
Yep. Well, I'm still waiting for Super Saiyan 3 God Super Saiyan.
Uh, I,
Ultra Instinct is like Goku's new game plus.
that's a good analogy.
Although my timer, yung ganyan new game plus.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
regarding yung leveling the everyone using transformations, it's like putting Sonic in a car so that everyone is even.
Well,
my goodness.
at least if Sonic's in a car, he doesn't get tired.
I
Does
don't
he ever
know.
get tired?
Yes.
Anyway,
He-
there
he
was
does in
actually
the
this
movie.
one scene in Dragon Ball. Actually, it was Pau who noticed it because he saw the subtitled version. It's the one with the thank you part. It's thank you.
Thank
Has
you.
a number 3. She's slightly leaning forward with the 3, and it doesn't make sense in the US version, the dub version. But can you explain that, Pau?
Because it's a pun, right?
Yeah.
She makes the OK sign where she's holding up 3 fingers. Chilai. So Chilai is teaching Broly to say, um, because essentially at that point, like Broly's being all formal with them because he doesn't know how to interact with other people, and he's saying like "arigato gozaimasu," but then Chilai says, "You don't need to be so formal. You can just say," and then she does the okay sign. It's like "thank you," like, and then but in Japanese, like "thank you" sounds like saying 3 and 9. The 3 is san, Q is 9.
Huh.
So if you look at the like what
Thank
how she's yeah, so if you look at how she's doing the hand sign, it's like 3. She's holding up 3 fingers, and then it's like an inverted 9 um, with the thumb and the forefinger and the other fingers. So it's kind of like a pun in Japanese,
It's interesting.
and it doesn't make sense in the English dub.
Yeah. Thank you for that enlightening thing that you gave us.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're done with movies. Let's go to TV series. Majority of the TV series are animated because that's what we're actually watching right now.
Oh yeah.
So
Shield
first
Hero.
one is the Rising of the Shield Hero. The one
Oh
with the
yeah.
so-called controversy, which we do not
Can I go
know.
first?
There is no controversy in the Philippines,
Meron
only
ba?
the US.
Really?
Hashtag me too.
Oh,
Hashtag me
yep.
too.
It's only in
Oh,
US.
are you serious? Are you serious?
Yep.
Is that really
Yep.
a thing? Oh my gosh. I
Yeah,
live in
because
Yes,
America.
it is.
yeah,
Some
maybe we
people are
should
so stupid.
maybe we should go through that first before we give our opinions.
Sure.
Because the thing with the shield hero, right, is that in the first episode, he gets into trouble because one of the because the only person
Spoilers.
who well
It's okay. I
it's
think
the
it's
first
okay.
episode.
Yeah, yeah, like I
Well,
say,
it's
it's
the
like it's
first
okay.
because in the first episode, like nobody wants to party up with the shield hero for some reason, except this one lady who joins him and then forces him to like spend his money on good equipment, and then the next day,
Using our
basically,
female guiles.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then the next day, basically, accuses him of rape, and then because of that, he loses basically everything, like his whatever status he had left as a hero and all his money, and he's basically stamped into the ground. So, there was a lot of chatter on the interwebs.
People are so stupid.
Yeah, because they're saying that this is kind of like a tone deaf. They're saying that it's a tone deaf release because it's coming out at the time of the hashtag Me Too movement
Oh
everywhere.
my gosh.
Yeah, so yeah, so it's basically a problem where I think it's a problem of Americans thinking that that the situation in America applies everywhere.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So somebody like there was an interview with the director or someone on the crew of the anime. They were asking him basically about what they did to address the controversy regarding Shield Hero, and his response was, "What controversy? There was no controversy."
Can I just
So-
add something?
Which is true.
Yeah. What?
You know, if they actually watch the whole thing or read it,
Mhm.
actually, yung society sa Shield Hero is matriarchal. The king there really has no power, and you know, if you're gonna look at it that way, it's actually like, you know, moving it forward. It's actually like a forward-thinking anime. You know, how many animes can you say that, you know, a medieval kingdom is matriarchal in nature?
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
and
Even
it's
the
just, you know,
sorry, go ahead.
no, and I'm just saying, it's nothing. All that stuff that happens to the shield hero has nothing to do with sex, male, female, whatever. That person, Melty, whatever the heck her name is, she's just a horrible person. That's what it is. There's no male, female. She's just an asshole. That's what it is. You know.
That's
Well put,
true.
man.
If even if you just look at the Shield Heroes party, who's basically on offense? Who's the sword in their party?
Right.
Yeah. Raphael. Raphael.
Raphael. She has two sides.
Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl.
Oh,
The
you're
unbeatable
right.
Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
the Squirrel Girl and the Chocobo.
Yep.
Transforming chocobo.
I don't know,
Fluffy-
man. That's so. I
fluffy
can't believe
chocolate.
there's a controversy. It's so stupid. It really
Again,
is so stupid.
it's again. I think it's the problem of Americans thinking that the situation in America applies everywhere.
I think it's people because they read the synopsis, the plot, whatever, or they watch the first 5 minutes,
Yeah, also that. Yes,
and they
also
don't. Yeah, and they think that they have enough information to comment or form an opinion. When
Yeah.
it's not, if you watch it all the way through, it's like it's not even about that. It's not even close. That thing didn't even really pop into my mind. I didn't even know that was
Yeah.
a thing.
So I think this is also a symptom of a problem that kind of is reflected or is exacerbated by cinema sins, where they point out the problems in like cinema sins whole thing is they point out problems in movies, but they're doing it out of context. So I think that's one of the problems with with modern uh, internet criticism. That you can point holes, you can point out holes in something, but you don't need to provide context to it, and that's I think a very dangerous thing.
Oh yes.
You have to provide you have to look at the context of the whole thing.
That
Have you
reminds
seen,
me of context. Remember when they were dubbing Yu Yu Hakusho here in the Philippines? They had no context at all of what the characters were. So apparently, Kurama, which is called Denise, they thought he was a she, and Jeremiah, they called
Was a
her
bullfrog.
Lolo, which is a grandpa. She's actually a grandma. So eventually they actually changed it in the middle, which is really weird. Because they didn't
That's
get
funny.
the context of it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
don't know.
yeah. Moving on from the controversy, so I guess we move on to what.
Okay, so let's
what are we
start with
doing?
Alan. How did you think of the show? What do you think of it?
I know I'm really enjoying the show. One of the ones that I really wait for every week just to watch. Plus, I kind of made the mistake of reading ahead with the manga. So now I'm like, come on, give me the next episode.
Yeah. But that's the good thing about that anime, though. It's like even if you read the manga, like I've read it, I'm like, what up? But I'm still waiting for it.
Right.
That's just how good it is.
Yeah.
And how the characters develop each and every episode is just amazing. I mean, the pace I think is okay. I mean, it's moving at a really right pace where no one's just gonna be really
Yep.
surprised that the next episode they're all overpowered or whatever
Yeah.
happens to you guys.
You're not gonna be on like, Snake Road for 5 episodes.
We wait for three
Right.
more hours. Then we started waiting for 3 years. My goodness. Okay, so anything else before we move to the next person?
No, I just watch out for it. Just everyone, just try to watch the Shield Hero from the start and just take everything in. It's a really great anime.
Okay, how about you, Cal?
Well said. Well, I, I don't know. I think I was like the one raving about this manga, right? Was I sharing in the messenger? Yeah.
I think so.
Because you know what? Like, there's this app that I use on my phone, and it's like, recommended according to, what you like. And I'm like, I'm an isekai addict, man. Like anything isekai, I'll read. And then I read this, and I'm like, oh, it's your regular isekai. And then after that, after the first few pages, I'm like, wow, this is really compelling. You know, yung just the concept, spoilers, but not really. Yung concept na yung country as a political move, they'll summon the heroes to their country. You know, they don't really show it in the anime like that depth, pero I think the anime does a good job of kind of like getting
Implying.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, getting you to the ground running because it's a faster pace than the manga, but whatever they're doing, I think it's perfect. You know how I am. I complain about pag yung quality, konting dip lang, nagreklamo na ako, nagpo-post na ako
Yeah.
sa Messenger. I'm like, what the hell? Bakit ganyan yung funny yung aso? So far, wala pa akong notice because to me, it's just so good. The characters are all great. I think it really subverts like anime tropes. It makes it interesting and new. And I'm actually looking forward to. I mean, I don't want. Can I spoil stuff or not really? No. Boy spoiler nga eh.
Nope.
All right, but I'm still waiting for my favorite scene to happen in the manga.
I know what
in the
that
anime.
scene is.
Yeah, and because I keep mentioning it, but yeah, that's like I said, I've read it all the way through, but I still watch and wait like every week like a friggin' baby waiting for the nipple. You know what I'm saying? So I like it obviously. So
It's great. About you, pal?
So, so the funny thing there is that okay, well, first going back to what you mentioned about the political implications of summoning a hero. So this was I was also reading another isekai story, like how the realist hero saved the king, rebuilt the kingdom.
that's a good one too.
Yeah, and so basically the when the hero was summoned there, it was also a political move. But anyway, that's a fun isekai. It's a different kind. Uh, let's table that because that's a whole other discussion.
Yep.
Um, the going back to Shield Hero, I think one of the funnier things that happens is that you know how sometimes there are always two there are always like two shows or two books or two mangas that come out at around the same time, which are very similar to each other. Like what is that like Konosuba and ReZero came out
Yep.
at at
Yep.
about the same time, and people started comparing them, even though they were kind of
They're the same.
Even
It
though
was the same shit.
yeah, but so I was reading a different light novel series, Arifureta, uh, from Commonplace to World's Strongest, and it had a lot of things in common with Shield Hero, but it's tackling things in a very different way. So it's like Arifureta is sort of like he also gets like he also has to start from zero basically and work his way up. But it's a different kind of story. It's an adventure kind of story. So Shield Hero sort of um, deals more in how the sociological aspects of his being a hero is affected by his actions, and so I like how it contrasts with Arifureta in that sense. Um, Now, taking Shield Hero on its own, I think I really have only one major complaint about Shield Hero, and
Blasphemy.
it's that so given how well thought out the world building is in Shield Hero, I find it strange that everybody just takes for granted that you have an MMO UI in front of your eyes all the time.
It's magic, man. That's magic.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, we're gonna do. Oh, what do you want to do about your? Uh, why do I have this plus sign next to my level indicator? It's
I
like,
know, right?
come on, man. Like that kind of
Yeah,
that kind
no,
of
yeah.
sort of ruins the whole thing, but not it doesn't like destroy any enjoyment I had of it. But it's just kind of funny thing. If I think about it like
Yeah, it's
outside of the
funny.
story, it's funny if I think about it. So it's kind of something that it's a hurdle you'll have to get over if you want to if you want to sort of indulge in the story.
It's like the
But
same problem you have with Dead Space, where the life bar is behind the character.
ah
Oh
yes,
no.
yeah, yes. I
No, yeah,
mean,
sorry
why is
about the
your
UI. I mean, are you talking about the just the heroes or kasama yung everyone in the
well,
world?
everyone knows about it, yeah.
Does everyone
But
see it? I don't
Yun
remember.
nga I don't
well,
think it's been established
kasi
if everyone has that HUD or UI.
kasi diba in one episode he asked the blacksmith like, why do I have this plus symbol next to my level indicator? And then the blacksmith says, oh, because you have to upgrade that means you can upgrade your class.
Oh, tama,
Oh yeah,
tama.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You're right.
remember that.
So I kasi parang doon nga ako na weirdohan kasi at the start of the show it's sort of established that only the four heroes have that UI, but then later on he kind as he's talking to the blacksmith just says matter of factly that, oh, you have to do this, oh, you have to do this, oh, you can do that, you have to go to this to get this done or something. Or, oh, you have to add them to your party in order to get the perks, in order to level up together with your party. You have to add them as a party member. So it's like, as a matter of fact, they're just saying like MMO jargon, like it's a normal part of their everyday life.
You know what?
So
In the first time the other heroes were summoned, parang I think they're from an alternate version of Japan because
yeah,
Yeah, they were.
yeah, because they know like all these things are familiar to them, and dito lang pag-iisip ko ah. So I thought that's why, in my mind everything was normalized because, it is a alternate world, but at the same time, so a game. And then kumbaga yung menus, they're like some magical way of looking into your strength, or instead of like, let's say, like looking into a crystal ball, or
yeah, yeah,
like a magic meter telling you what your power level is, or you know what I'm saying.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. Like I'm saying, yeah. It's not something that kind of ruins the series for me. But if you're coming into this like from the perspective of someone who's not into isekai or who's not into MMOs, and then you sort of get this oh, they're just spouting jargon at you.
It's
But then it's
somewhat of your
also
pet peeve.
yeah, but it's also a necessity because it's critical to show how the shield hero develops because like he has his skill tree with the shield, like it gets bigger like as he improves, and it shows how um, like it's a key plot element why Raftalia suddenly becomes bigger in his eyes.
We know the
Even though
real reason why.
what real reason what?
We know the real reason why she freaking turned into a babe overnight. We know the real reason.
Like a
It's
rite of
magic,
passage.
man.
Yeah, it's magic,
Magic.
man.
Yeah, pero yung nagustuhan ko dun, the thing I liked there was that they gave it an emotional hook. Like from Naofumi's point of view, Raftalia is still
A
the
kid.
little kid
So that was
that
really
he
well
adopted.
done.
Yeah, and then and then everybody's looking at her like, oh wow, she's so cute, and like,
Yeah.
oh. But then and Raftalia is trying to get Naofumi's attention, but she's like daughter zone.
Yep.
Daughter
That
Zone.
was really well
Un-
done. That was really well done.
until the pivotal scene, like when he meets the spear hero again, and then yeah, and then suddenly boom, and then boom, boom.
You know what? I actually like Firo as a fat giant bird than little angel kid.
Yeah.
True.
I like for me, her default form will always be that chocobo,
I know the fat.
fluffy, the
The
fluffy,
Yeah.
fat
warm,
chocobo.
fluffy bird.
Yeah,
Fat Chocobo
Can we
summons.
just? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Mhm.
No, I was just gonna say, can we just go into some fan theory here and say that Shield Hero is just another server of built from the world seed from SAO,
Ayun
and
na nga ba
and the
eh.
blacksmith is really just
Same
an
guy.
Agil from
Yeah,
from
same guy. No, that's like the best fan theory I've ever heard.
it doesn't explain how the four heroes are all from four alternate versions of Japan.
Ano sila, mga flaklight. Yung they grew up from a different server that
In Japan.
Wrath. Yeah, exactly.
a different
So-
patched version of the
Yeah.
Flaclight.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. So,
You heard it here first, folks.
okay,
This
somebody's
is Sword
gonna
Art
post that on the
Online
link.
after Alicitation.
Yep,
Really?
yep.
So yeah, Heal Hero is one of the primary anime for me, but I think this season it's not gonna beat Promise Neverland for me, but it's
I haven't watched
up
that.
there.
Can't believe Promise
are-
Neverland
it-
is actually shown on Jump.
Yep, it's a Jump series.
Jump.
Is that on the list? Is that on the agenda?
No, apparently not.
Oh, let me
Next
watch it so I
time.
can. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, let's put it for
Let's
next
talk about
week
that
so I
next
can
time.
watch it too.
Yeah. So far that's been the highlight for me this season. So
Soku no Neverland, right?
yep. So Promise Neverland, Shield Hero, and Kaguya-Sama. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Kaguya-Sama is actually part of the conversation today, so
Oh
for
yeah.
that part. Anyway, for me, Rising of the Shield Hero, actually, everyone said already their opinions, and it's almost the same as mine. I'm waiting for it. I'm reading the manga because I can't wait
Oh, yeah.
to know what happens next, and it's really good. So I do suggest everyone watch this. And don't mind that controversy thing because
It's
there's
stupid.
nothing. There's nothing. It doesn't exist. Okay, so let's go next. Next one is actually that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Who was watching this series?
Me.
Just one?
No, me too.
Okay.
I think I'm the only one who's not watching it.
Okay, so let's start with Alan. How would you like the series?
I think I started watching it when the third week or when the third episode came out. Kasi the first time I saw it, parang slime. Yeah, no. This is not gonna be very good because we all know if we've all played Dragon Quest
Quest.
games. We all know slimes are like the
The
weakest,
best monsters. Hello.
the cutest monsters of them all, but they're
Boring.
always the weakest. Like from Ragnarok Porings and all. Pero from the very first episode, palang they established that he's going to be like this OP, super powerful character,
Yep.
and it just got better. I mean, I'd like to compare it to I don't know Shield Hero, kasi he keeps on acquiring more power from every encounter that he has, and then his story just goes on from there, and they just continue to develop his character.
Okay. How about Cal? How do you like it?
I liked it. It's very, I don't know if you read a lot of isekai. It's very simple. There's a lot of um, similarities to other ones. Meron pang isang anime called RE Monster. It's almost the exact same thing, but instead of a slime, he got reincarnated into a goblin. I thought the thing was pretty good. How they actually think the anime is a little bit more interesting because it seems like it's based more off of the light novel versus the manga because there's a lot of details that they don't bring up in the manga, but they point it out in the anime. I actually liked it at the start, but at the end, I think it kind of fizzled out on me. I like the part. Can I spoil stuff or no?
I think people have seen
If it's
some of. Anyway, spoiler
yeah,
warning.
Yeah.
only spoil up to the point where the anime is.
Okay, so I like that part where he builds his own monster nation. I thought that was really cool, and I was actually waiting. Like, how are they gonna, funny thing is, I was waiting for them to get political on it, make it more complicated than it was. But then, it's kind of hard to take it seriously when, he's always like, in the underboob, talking to, like, right? Like, you're talking to, like, dignitaries of foreign nations, but hey, I'll stay under these boobs, it's nice and comfy. But
He's a slime.
I know, but like I guess waiting for it to develop into something more complex. But I guess I should just learn to appreciate it. For the shallowness, that it offers. An OP character, gets second chance. Yung usual isekai stuff. That's why I guess in the end it kind of like fizzled out for me. But like, I enjoyed it, and I got my enjoyment out of it. I'm still probably gonna keep watching it.
Okay. For my side here, I did actually like this one. For the nation building, that was actually really good. I
Yeah,
found
right?
that really, yeah. It's somewhat new for me because I don't really watch that much isekai. But since you've been mentioning stuff to me, I started looking them up. And then the part I liked about this one is because when he gives the people names, they kind of acquire some power and they evolve.
Parang
Uh,
job change.
yeah. The funny part about here is he's not aware of how the people are progressing, so it kind of surprised him.
Yeah.
So that's the part I actually liked about it. It's not always about him. It's about his nation as well. So yeah, I do suggest this one for those who haven't seen it yet. So
Plus they quote Dragon Quest a lot, so
yeah, Dragon Quest, but they don't specifically say Dragon Quest.
yep,
It's kind of like the default in Japan. So
yep.
default
Yeah.
RPG.
Yeah,
So
it's like
there.
Dragon
So
Quest is like
yeah, we suggest watching this POW. And
yeah, sure. But after I get through my list, because I still have like I've also got the Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka in my list and
yeah.
Mob Psycho 2.
Mob Psycho.
Unfortunately, I've been skipping Mob Psycho 2
Why?
because I don't have time, man.
Yeah.
I'm moving house, man. I moved
Yeah.
cross country.
From Seattle to Kentucky. What a move.
I know, right? Ang layo nun.
Yeah.
Magkabilang mundo ng US.
Oo nga eh. Malayo, super layo for you, for
Uh,
our
Yeah.
From
Filipino
Pacific time to
listeners.
Eastern time.
Yep.
but actually, I just realized like yesterday. Ano pala? So I'm in the western side of Kentucky, which is still Central Time,
Central.
not the East.
Oh.
So for some
You're in the
reason,
border.
Yes,
Border
for some reason
ng
Kentucky
time
is split
zone.
into yeah.
You're time
So
slipping.
yep. Although on the bright side, this is where the part of Kentucky where they're making all the Corvettes. So
Nice. That's a good car.
yeah. So,
Okay,
but anyway,
let's move to the next one. Who's been watching Dororo? Dororo.
I've
oh,
watched a few episodes.
Okay. Actually, Dororo is made by Osamu Tezuka. It's actually one of his
Kami.
first few mangas. And it's about a kid who was born. I think his father's a general or something, and made a
Not
deal with the
named
devil.
Dororo.
Yeah. Then, as a payment for the deal of giving that person power, all of the body parts of that child were taken by demons, and the child is left
all?
like a little muscle, little puddle of muscle. And now he's going to fight the demons to restore his body parts. So,
Oh,
who's seen the series? Cal?
Yeah, I've watched a few episodes.
How do you
I'm
like it?
aware of it. I like it. I mean, I don't know if you're. I actually encountered this yung Blood Will Tell. I don't know. Do you
Yeah,
remember
Blood Will
that
Tell.
yes, the
game?
PS2 game.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
PS2 game.
So that's the first time I've actually encountered the and I thought it was very intriguing. Uh, Finding and watching the anime, I've only watched like 3 episodes. I thought it was pretty good. Um, like I said, I probably need to watch more episodes to get like a like a full opinion. But so
Mhm.
far, I like what I'm watching. I was kind of like I don't like the kid, Dororo. I thought it was so annoying. But yeah, yung parang misleading na hindi pala siya yung main character. Alam mo yun?
Mm.
Isip mo yung si Dororo ba yung yung may sword arms? No, that's not him. That's
No, that's
the annoying
Yakimaru.
kid. Yeah, yeah. So, Dororo is the annoying kid who's trying to make money out of Yakimaru. you
Dororo
know?
is the sidekick.
Yeah, he's the sidekick. So I was like, I guess I'm not to the point where the title makes sense yet. So I think I need to watch more so I can form an opinion. But so far, what I'm seeing, it's pretty good. You know.
Okay, who else seen it? Alan, did you see this one?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, anyway, I'll just give my opinion next. Because this one is actually on Amazon Prime. It's exclusive on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh, oh,
Fuck you, Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, it's very cheap in the Philippines right now because they're promoting it. So,
Yeah.
I like the way they changed the series because if you've seen the original one in Crunchyroll, it's kind of like the motion comic. So it's not that animated. This is the first time it's actually animated this well. It's from
So
Mappa
that's
and
still
Studio
debatable.
yeah, Tezuka Productions. And actually, I played Blood Will Tell, and so I'm familiar with the story already from way back, and it really follows the sequence of that game. So, and it's actually quite good. So I do recommend this one, and for those who don't have Amazon Prime, there are other methods.
Yep.
Other methods.
We don't
there are always
condone
other
piracy,
methods.
but you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
but that's up to your conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah, up to your conscience.
Who would win in a fight, Yakimaru or Guts?
I can't tell because I don't know the
But the
extent of
blood
Guts' power yet.
No.
But I think Guts will win.
Oh yeah,
The,
Guts. Come on, man, it's Guts.
the correct answer is Kenshiro.
Kenshiro.
I
Kenshiro
don't know, man.
always wins.
You are shocked.
Omae wa mo shinderu.
Nani?
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 Oh my! You know what? The funny thing, you guys turned me on to that. Yung si Jotaro Joestar.
Hmm.
Pag naggaan siya, holy shit!
Oh
That's
my
Joseph.
God! Si Joseph
That's Joseph
No,
Joseph.
yeah, the old man, yeah.
That's the American
Oh
guy.
my
Yep,
Jotaro is Japanese.
yep.
And Jonathan is from the UK. I think. He's British. So Dio is British as well. Okay, next one, Genlock. Who's seen Genlock?
I've
Ah.
seen a few episodes.
I've
I have
seen.
not. I've seen the trailer.
Okay,
I've watched it all.
let's start with Alan since I think he's the one who watched a lot.
Wait. Can I comment first? Can I comment
Sure.
first?
Sure.
Although I haven't seen it, I do like how Rooster Teeth has improved on their CG animation.
Oh yes,
Like
he
from
improved a
Oh,
lot.
very
from the start
Ruby.
of Ruby when they were using Poser and then they moved to what did they use? 3D Studio Max.
I want to know how much money they're making that they're able to have Michael B. Jordan voice the main character.
Well, Michael B. Jordan probably is doing it pro bono.
You think so?
Really?
Well,
Well, it's not just him. I mean,
he's a big.
there's Dakota Fanning.
Yeah, Macy
okay.
Williams, David Tennant.
Macy
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah,
Oh,
David Tennant is there, man.
David
Uncle
Tennant?
Scrooge.
Yeah, he's the dog. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Bless me,
Yeah, 'cause
bagpipes.
Yeah, because Michael B. Jordan, I would understand because he's a big anime fan. So
Yeah. Oh, is he?
could have done it. Yeah,
Oh,
he well, yeah, he's a big nerd. He's a big old nerd, so I can understand. But if there's a lot more like big names there, then they're probably paying him a good amount of money. They made a lot of money on Ruby, I guess.
I haven't even watched that yet.
Ruby?
Oh, you gotta watch
Teeth is
Ruby.
also a subscription service, so
Yeah.
those who pay for
Yeah,
subscription.
Rooster
I
Teeth
don't.
first.
Man.
Yeah.
So what they did was like they dubbed the 3 seasons in Japanese, and that's the only way I can like slug through it.
No,
Yung
No.
hindi ko gusto yung voice acting, man.
well,
Uh,
let me say this about Ruby. I'm a big fan, I guess I would say, but but I can totally understand if you drop off after the
First three
second
seasons,
season.
maybe.
Yeah.
what do you call this? You know, Jessica Nigri is voicing one of the girls,
Yes.
so it kind of ruined it for me, man. Like every time
I did not know that.
yep,
Oh, yeah.
every time I like think about that, I just think about boobs. And I can't watch it anymore.
About what?
Boobs.
Think about what?
Boobs. Jessica Nigri is like 90% boobs.
What? I don't.
Oh man, don't ruin it for me.
Hey, you know what? If she don't want pointing out her boobs, then you should stop doing the cosplay that she does.
Hashtag cosplay is not consent. Hashtag me too.
No, but I think they started Ruby, or I guess Rooster Teeth got into it with Monty Uom.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. After they did when they started what was that, the Dead Fantasy series.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kasi yung fight scenes sa Ruby, it's I mean comparable
Yeah.
din sa fight scenes in Dead Fantasy.
Yep. Yeah. So
Tsaka
I'm
makikita
guessing
mo
that
yung
that was how he got it.
You'll see the difference of Ruby when Monty was still alive and when he actually died. There's a big drop in the action scenes.
Oh
So,
yeah,
And
true.
then the quality,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's,
but it was inevitable.
As a story, Ruby's still okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
still
really like
watching it.
consistency in like anime.
Hmm.
Like like One Punch Man, there's a lot of it where it's like low quality, but they do it well. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's low quality, pero it's done really well. Tapos when the fight scenes are really high quality, it's it's all consistent.
It's a way to emphasize yung fight scenes, like it's One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You blow the budget on the appropriate
Exactly.
parts.
Yeah. Tapos makita mo yung mukha niya, parang
Although, did you read the actual the first manga of One Punch, as in the original?
the webcomic.
You see one.
Yeah, you'd love
Yep.
the art, man.
Yep. I know.
But
I
he's
know. At
he's
least he's
improving.
consistent.
Well,
He's
yung Mob Psycho
improving.
rin naman, ganun eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
He's
Mob Psycho is when yung parang Mob Psycho is like one trying to tell an actual story.
Yeah.
Kasi because with One Punch Man, it was like he was really trying to parody the shonen genre, shonen action
Yeah.
genre.
Yep.
And then
it's a deconstruction.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Mob Psycho is like he's trying to tell an actual story.
One Punch is more like a four
Correct.
comma.
To me, it's like
Yeah, parang ganun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like Madoka Magica. You know, it's like a deconstruction of Magic Girl.
yeah.
One
Yeah,
Punch Man is the deconstruction of your Black
yeah, sure.
Clovers, your
Yeah.
Bleaches, your
Yep.
Naruto's. You know,
Your Dragon Balls, yeah.
Dragon Ball. I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Boruto's dead.
Although at least at least it's not as heavy as Madoka Magica.
That was a good. I hate. Man, I don't like Magic Girls, but that was really good.
Oh, you like Asuka, the
Yeah.
magical.
Is it full of cynicism?
Yes.
Oh yeah, then I probably like
Yeah.
that.
Well, we're kind of going off on a tangent here, pero kasi the premise of Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka is that um there's been an interdimensional war between humans and another interdimensional species who
Yung
who
mga
try to
stuffed
invade
toy.
her. Not really. Pero we kind of, yes, but so what happens there is that the in order to combat the interdimensional interlopers, there are certain girls who uh, make contracts with the benevolent version of the interlopers so that they can earn magical powers and become magic girls, but they're treated like basically a spec ops team. So they're kind of under the military, and they really get they really get like murdered. Like
Wow, I have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll check
It's-
that out too. Okay, anyway,
it's
back to the,
it's pretty brutal. Yeah. But yeah, going back to Jedlock. Yes.
anyway, let's discuss that next week because I'm going to watch that too.
Yeah. I have
Okay,
to-
back to Genlock. Alan, your thoughts?
I mean, it's not amazing, but I want to say it's entertaining. Yung the storyline, alien invasion. One guy got gibbed really bad and gets his brain uploaded in a mech. Parang kind of like what Cal mentioned before. It's like what was it, Pacific Rim, except they're not. They don't need two people, two person piloting the mech.
Okay. How about Cal? You said you've seen a few episodes.
Yeah, I watched a few episodes. I thought it was pretty good from what I've seen so far. But like I said, I've only watched like a couple of episodes. I thought the quality was really good.
Mhm.
You know me, I always criticize CG animation. I thought they did pretty well. The characters were inoffensive and diverse. I don't know. I guess I have to watch a few more episodes and see if I like it. But so far, from what I've seen, it's pretty good.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't know. I've only seen 2 episodes.
Okay, so for me, it's actually good compared to Ruby. The quality is way up. So Yeah, I do suggest it, especially people who watch mechs a lot. The mecha design here is really good. The concept of uploading your brain into to a mech to avoid what do you call this,
Yung
injuring the
physical
pilot.
damage.
Yeah, system damage. That's actually kind of new for me.
Spoilers.
And no, that's actually the concept of the story.
All
So
right.
I don't think that's a
But you
spoiler.
already mentioned it, Cal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did mention it earlier. So yeah, I do recommend this show. It's now streaming under Rooster Teeth. I'm not sure if it's free on YouTube like what they did in Ruby,
Ruby.
but
No, it's not gonna be. I think.
Sponsor us, VRV.
I can only hope.
Yeah.
Okay,
Talking about your shit.
move to
It's
the
also on
next one.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
It's also,
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll now.
broadcasting. Yeah. Next one, Kaguya-Sama, Love is War.
Yo,
So
yo, yo.
I'm
Yo,
sure
yo, yo.
Everyone has actually seen this. um, regarding the concept is like Miyuki Shirogane and Kaguya Shinomiya. Kaguya is actually from a very rich family, and Miyuki Shirogane is a really intelligent student who actually worked his way up to student president. And they actually like each other, but the thing here is no one wants to confess first, because if you confess first, you're the loser in this show. So they're using their wits to make the other one confess first. So I really like this one a lot. It's like the discussion about infinity stones, on how you can actually use these infinity stones in the most dumbest way. One of them is like we and Pao were actually discussing this, using Power Stone to open a bag of chippy, and using Time Stone just in case you scatter all the chippy stuff in the floor, you can just put them all back in the bag using the Time Stone.
Yeah. Yeah,
And,
basically, it's like you have this incredible talent, but you're using it in a super dumb way. So it's
That's
like
exactly
they're
it.
both geniuses, but they're using it to basically
On stupid shit.
they're creating machinations just to get the other person to confess to them.
You know what are those machines? I know they have names. They're very intricate. Plus there's like a metal ball.
Goldberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Goldberg
Those
machines.
ones. Yung parang ganun, di ba? Parang it's so
Yeah.
complicated, and then it's just
Yeah.
gonna pour you a glass of water,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, in terms of like analogy, it's like if you have the time stone, and you use the time stone to basically give yourself 10 more minutes to sleep and in the morning without getting yourself late. So it's like you
Or
have this
getting out of a
ultimate
crowded
power,
bus by using
I just
the
stone,
the
space
what do you call
stone.
this?
Space Stone.
Yeah. So yeah.
also I just want to give credit where credit is due. Nagrekomenda. Just wanna, just wanna, what I'm saying?
Who was it? Who first mentioned?
Who was it? Who was it? Who recommended this in our group?
I think it was the same guy who recommended Bunny Senpai.
Okay, so let's start with your thoughts. How about we start with Pao, because he skipped two. How do you like it, Pao?
It's nice. It's awesome. It's like my second favorite. I'm sorry, Shield Hero, but yeah, it's my second favorite for this season. So, I like that it's got a small cast of characters. So it's like it reminds me of Nozaki-kun, in a way, because it's a small, like, intimate cast. So we're only dealing with basically the student council and an additional character. But so if you just watch the first two episodes, you'll be like, huh. So is this gonna be it? It's just a one trick show.
But
And then
they keep
you get-
doing that one trick really well.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very versatile trick. So and then when you get to the third episode, it's like when the third episode is when Chica gets like plays a
You
larger
mean my
role.
waifu?
Yeah, you're a waifu.
Oh
Kaguya
yeah.
forever. Hashtag Kaguya forever. Hashtag.
Chaos theory.
So and it's got the best intro this season ever.
And one of the best closing uh, themes.
Which one? The
When
the
she
third.
the 3D one where Chica is
Oh, it's
laying
not
down
3D.
and then she dances like an idol.
It's not
That's
3D,
just one episode.
Well, yeah,
and
which
it's
is a
also
shame.
not 3D.
Yeah, well, it looks like they was so well animated.
Yeah,
It was crazy. There's so many frames in that one.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
let's get Alan's opinion next.
Well, no. Really, I've only watched a couple of episodes, and thank you, Cal.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Just
Bring
reading,
it on,
just
bring it on.
when I first read the synopsis for this when it first came out, I was like, oh, this is not something I'm gonna watch. But based on one person's recommendation, sige, I'm gonna start watching it. Alright, you're right. It's like a one trick pony, but that trick is just even if they just rehash that trick over and over again, it's really good because a lot of I guess maybe a lot of people can relate to it.
Yep.
I don't want to tell her that I like her because then she might not like me, or I'm gonna be that guy and I'm just gonna be the weakling here because I gave up first. So parang love and pride lang talaga.
Yep. It's funny how absurd the whole thing is, but how realistic it is too. Like yung nasabi mo nga, di ba? It's easily relatable, even though it's so absurd.
Yep.
Okay, Cal, your opinions.
Well, obviously, I love it. You know,
Love is war.
yeah, love is war.
Love is war. Love
No, I
is
mean,
war.
you guys all summed it up pretty well. It's the animation is good. Voice acting is good. I mean, if you're gonna be really technical about it, the art is really consistent. And it's just a well-written story. That's what it is. At the end of the day, the writing is really, really good. And I feel bad if these people, if this does not blow up in Japan and they're getting paid shit. I feel really bad for them. Because they did a really good job on this one.
Okay, looks like the best things have been spoken for, and I won't have much to say anymore.
Yeah.
So,
It's also a Shonen Jump property.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yes.
What?
Yes, it is.
Well,
Yeah.
they're finally growing up, huh?
Well, they had to. Because the circulation was going down, and basically One Piece is the only thing keeping them alive.
The shit
And
boat
that's gonna
that is One Piece is still afloat.
So it's kind of interesting that of all the shows that I've been watching this season, like the two that I've been most looking forward to are both Shonen Jump properties.
Well, you know what the problem is, right?
What?
Because Gintama is ending. That's why circulation is going down.
It's too bad. I can't imagine a world without Gintama.
I know, right? It's horrible.
I don't want to live in this world anymore.
last part is games. So we'll start with
Oh, yes.
Devil May Cry 5. Who's played
Oh,
this?
I have played Devil May
have.
Cry 5.
Okay, that's great.
I have not. I have not. Considering I love like 3D character action games, it's kind of a crime that I haven't played this one.
All right, we're talking so much about it before it came out.
Yeah, I know. So yeah. I guess I'll go into what I loved about the demo. I have played the demo.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
So I think coming from the perspective of someone who's played, um, I haven't actually played a lot of one or two. I have played three. I've finished four and DMC.
Are we talking about
So
DMC? I thought that doesn't exist.
The emo video, the
say
emo
what you
music
want.
video.
I think DMC is the best DMC. Fight me. No,
Kill it with
so,
fire. Burn the
so I
heretic.
The one with the Justin
so I have
Bieber
a
hair.
Yeah.
No,
with
pero story-wise,
which
that's
neuron?
non-canon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
DMC,
Two
the
and
Ninja
two.
Theory one, um, exists in a separate, sort of a separate universe. But see,
In Dante's asshole.
here's my problem with Devil May Cry as a whole, right? So Devil May Cry as a whole, aside from my uh, going first with the gameplay, just with gameplay concerns, I've never really liked the whole lock on thing.
That
Like
sucked.
you have to lock on to like a launcher, for example. So it's kind of so I've been replaying Devil May Cry 1 HD, and it's like really awkward to have to, okay, I have to look at this guy, then I have to press lock on, and then I'm not even sure that I'm gonna lock on to the correct person, and
Walang toggle,
then
right? Yung lock on, you have
Yep.
to hold it.
yeah,
I never understood that.
that's because that's a remnant from its Resident Evil days when it was supposed to be Resident Evil 4. So because Resident Evil 4 has Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 has that you basically have to aim
Yeah.
to
It's
shoot.
been a few years now. They should at least have it as an option.
Well, the problem is that when they did that with DMC, fans complained about it. Like
Ah, meron bang... Oh,
DMC removes the lock on, which I think,
removes it.
yeah, they brought it back for the special edition, the definitive edition, DMC, but because the game is not exactly designed for it, so it doesn't suffer from removing it. So I have a lot of problems with having that lock on in place because it sort of kills the fluidity of the game itself. So it's like, um, I don't know if this is because I played Devil May Cry after I played Ninja Gaiden. So, but with Ninja Gaiden, like you have all your options available to you at any given time, whereas in DMC you have to think about whether you're locked on, whether you're not locked on, and some combos are only available if you
Are locked on.
delay. Yeah, it's like it's yeah, but so the DMC Ninja Theory one removes that, and I think it's a stronger game because of that. But I can also understand why some people prefer the lock on one because um, the lock on gives you a sort of doubles your moveset because there are things you can only do while locked on and things you can do while not locked on. So whereas in a game like DMC, like everything's available to you, but but I prefer the DMC approach because there's no because of just the fluidity of how the action flows and how you can basically move from enemy to enemy without having to break or lock on. And I like how you have to hold your triggers to change your weapons in DMC. It's just a lot more fluid in my opinion, and But I like that in Devil May Cry 5 they brought over the, like, when you do the last hit on the enemy and that ends the encounter, it zooms in and then you see your last shot in slow motion. It's like, oh yeah. So that was in DMC, and they brought that over for into DMC 5. So in DMC 5 specifically, there's I think like it's a good mix of the old DMC, like Devil May Cry 1 to 4 and DMC, the Ninja Theory one. So in terms of gameplay, I think it's a logical progression from coming from Devil May Cry 4, especially because Devil May Cry 4's Nero had the Devil Bringer, which kind of has a sort of similar function in. There's an ability that's similar to that in DMC. So I like how it's integrated into the combat. But setting aside combat, setting aside the gameplay, so I'm of the opinion that Dante as a character is not very good. It's like he's alright. I mean, Dante is not a good. He's not a deep character, right? He's not. I mean, Ryu's not a good character. Ryu's not a deep character. Like he's not. He's supposed to be a generic martial artist.
He's deep on the inside.
Well, that's only now. Like, after all the comics and after all the anime and after all the, but he's not um
Yeah,
he's
he's
not
generic,
supposed to have, yeah, he's not a well-rounded character.
Like Mario.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
No.
But so I don't get so I'm not as attached to Dante as a whole.
That's.
I mean, if they made Mario an edgelord, I mean, I wouldn't care because Mario as a whole isn't a well-rounded character enough to make me care when they change his personality. So in terms of, so I think that's one of my issues with Devil May Cry 5 because Nero is in the same boat. He's not gonna be a well-rounded character, but so that carries
Dante,
over,
basically.
yeah. So that carries over into Devil May Cry 5, but that was one of the things that I liked about DMC by Ninja Theory, like how they sort of tried to give him a bit more depth. I mean, it was a valiant effort, but still, I have some issues with how they characterized him. But at least they tried to give him some character. So that's my thoughts on Devil May Cry 5.
Okay,
Overall, still looking forward to it.
Let's.
I
move
hope I
over-
get to play it.
Okay. Let's move over to. Let's try Cal again. What do you think about it?
This is for me. This is so. Before this, I actually had Devil May Cry 3 as my favorite. This is for me hands down the best Devil May Cry. I mean, the combat is pretty good. Yung lock-on, I understand what Pau's saying. You know, it's sometimes it's annoying when you're trying to be, we're trying to get those SSS ratings, and then SSS. It's yung lock-on. It's kind of like parang a hindrance instead of like something that's helping. But you can fight without locking on. Here, I just want to point that out. But it's not going to be like Paulo was saying. It's like there's a lot of stuff that's locked behind the lock-on button.
Yeah, if
But
you don't lock on, you don't get your entire arsenal.
yeah, you can't launch people up, stuff like that. What else? I thought the characters were really good. You guys already know I don't like Nero. Uh, I mean, Dante spoilers. But yeah, I mean, if you watch YouTube, you've probably seen him do the Michael Jackson dance already. I mean,
Yeah.
Dante is Dante. I think he's the best part of the series. I actually like that he's not serious. Yung alam mo yung Devil May Cry True, yung Edgelord Dante talaga.
Two.
And it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't work. And
Yeah.
then they came back to 3 where he's like over the top, like
Yeah,
he's an
three is
asshole
the
kid.
younger Dante. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an asshole kid. I think 4 was pretty good balance. They basically got their cake and ate it. They got Edgelord Dante, which is Nero, and then you got Wacky Dante, who's
Yeah.
and V. You know what, V? The gameplay is growing on me a little bit more. Uh, ewan ko, baka may bias lang ako sa mga, like emo kids that wear vests or something. I don't know. I just didn't like the character design. Siguro kung babae si V, I probably would have liked her more. I think V should have been a woman. I think it would have been great. Um, Nico, is that her name?
Yeah, Nico.
Yeah, the mechanic.
The
Nico,
driver.
super. Yeah, this is probably the most entertaining part about the game. And every time you summon her via the payphone, it's friggin' hilarious. What else? Like I said, I think it's the best Devil May Cry, and I think Capcom is doing God's work. From Resident Evil 7, Monster Hunter
Monster
World,
Hunter.
yeah. What else? Resident Evil 2 remake, and now this. It's like, wow, no more hindi na Capcom, you know. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, about Alan.
I uh I enjoyed the game. I mean, I got it. I think I got it launch day and finished it that same day.
Wow,
Rushed it
Wow.
through. Pero
it's pretty
I
short, isn't
mean,
it?
it is. It's about 8-10 hours
Yep.
for
Typical,
as far as the
typical
story.
length.
Yeah, typical of the Devil May Cry games. Pero as far as the character goes, I mean, I kind of like what I told you before. I was really surprised, or I guess I forgot how kooky Dante can get until I saw that Michael Jackson dance
It's the best
segment.
part.
Like, what the hell is this? Oh, right.
Not when he was throwing motorcycles around, like like hitting people with
Yeah.
motorcycles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing, eh, diba? I don't understand the people who who were all angry at how Ninja Theory sort of messed up Dante, and then they ruined the character. Like, what are you talking about, man? This is a guy who is using motorcycles as nunchucks.
True, pero I share the same gripes, especially with the lock on. Kasi nga,
Mm-mm.
a lot, like 75% of your moveset is based on the character's orientation.
Yes.
So if you're not
Tama.
logged, if you're not locked on, you can't do any of the forward thrust movements or the launch moves or anything like that. Kaya parang the fluidity of all your moves is it's halved, or it's just stopped right there. You're basically locked into just basic button mashing moves. Saka I don't like V. Really don't like V.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
V is now 2 for 2.
thank you.
Poor V.
Okay, so for me, I just played that about a few weeks ago. Uh, it's okay. It's not that extravagant of a game. I have a problem with the RE engine on how the characters actually look. There's something wrong with their. I don't know. It's got something to do with their faces. There are times that it contorts in a certain way that looks weird. Because when you see the actual actors that were scanned in the to play that role, if their faces are neutral, it looks like exactly that character. But once they start talking, there's something wrong. I can't put my finger on it, and yeah,
Probably the wrinkles.
yeah, and Nero looks like Dash. It reminds me of the Incredibles. So I don't know, but Dante himself, he looks like the actor. He smirks like the actor. It's exactly the same. Regarding V, I actually like V as a character you use because it's something new. You're now using summons to fight for you, and that's something actually new to me. And
Yeah, that was great.
yeah, so
Just the character sucks.
yeah, that's a thing you'll have to deal with.
Well,
Because if you make him too cool, you'll start
I
ignoring
mean-
the other characters.
Seriously, he like rides a shadow and then reads poetry out of the book. I mean, I don't know, man. Just,
Well, it is written.
right?
De- Devil May Cry is not a series with good characters.
I don't know. Like I like Lady, Nico. You know, I like Dante. I think they're good characters.
Yeah, but they're
Anyway,
not well rounded.
Yeah, Devil
They're
May
not
Cry
well
is,
written characters.
Yeah, Devil May Cry is something you don't take seriously. It's like watching a action from a Bollywood movie or an action
porn.
scene from Philippines.
Or
Where-
porn.
Tokusatsu.
Yeah,
It's like tokusatsu.
porn.
Right?
Porn.
You
Who
know,
takes
people
porn
don't watch it for the
seriously? My
story.
goodness.
You don't watch it for the story, you know.
You watch it from the
That's
action.
right.
You watch it for the action.
Okay, let's move to the next one, Ace Combat. We're going to start with Alan on this one because he actually played it the most and he broke a
Wait.
controller playing it. Okay, so
Ace Combat.
Alan,
So good, you break controllers.
you break
Oh,
controllers.
God.
Your thoughts, Alan?
Like I don't know. I love the Ace Combat series really from the first ones up until 5. That was a Unsung War, right? 5.
5.
Yep. I skipped the ones after that and then went straight back to 7, which is really Ace Combat's return to form. But I don't know. This game is just great. I played the shit out of this game. I'm at ano ba? Ito, 94 hours into this game.
Wow.
Nice.
Finish all 4 difficulties. Got all the planes. Working on the other trophies. Pero it's really the gameplay that captures you when it comes to Ace Combat. I mean, it's not a simulator. It's still an arcade. It's still really an arcade shooter, flyer, whatever you want to call it. Pero it's there. It's fun. It's really fun to play. Plus, how Bandai Namco always makes great storylines for Ace Combat games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone is interested in airplane games like these. I did really recommend playing Ace Combat.
Yeah, because I think one of the best things I like about Ace Combat because it reminds me a lot of something like say Daytona, in that you know Daytona's an arcade kind of thing, but there's still the heft of the car that it takes a lot of skill to perfectly control it compared to something like Ridge Racer where it's like you just
You're saying that because you're not. You're a Sony hater.
no. No, I'm saying this because I'm a Sega fan.
There you go.
No, but yeah, yeah. No, see, in because in Ridge Racer, right? If you want to drift around the corner, just let go of gas, then just steer into the corner, then press, then stamp on the gas again. But in Daytona, like you have to really measure the brake. You have to decide whether you want to shift up, shift down. Now, Ace Combat is has that kind of feel where it's not a perfect simulator, but it's got that illusion of heft where it feels like you're controlling a machine, which is which is really great. I I don't know. That's how I describe like how I remember playing the original Ace Combats.
Okay.
No, and that's
You
true. I mean,
played
if
this one?
you've played the other Ace Combat games, and what you said, it's exactly true. Because you have to be able to um, really get a feel of how your plane is angled,
Right, right,
how much you've rolled, or your yaw, or everything, your speed, and also the capabilities of the plane. So you have
right,
to really know each one before you're able to maneuver perfectly to line up that shot.
right.
That's
It's
funny.
like yeah, it's like mastering a skill compared to uh yeah, it's like
So it's not very arcadey because it's like most people are saying, "Oh, it's so arcadey," but then all the stuff you describe seems like, man, that sounds like flying an actual plane to me.
Uh, think of it this way:
it's
there's two kind of control settings. If you have your setting for just a normal setting, where if you push your controller to the right, it's going to turn right. Pero if you set it for the expert kind of setting, which is really supposed to be the normal setting, if you push your controller to the right, your plane is going to roll right, but
Oh,
it's not going
pitch,
to
yaw,
turn right.
none.
Yep.
yeah, it's not afterburner.
Oh, so that's a
So
bad thing, right?
No, it's a great
it's
thing.
actually a good thing.
What? What? Come on, man! Don't hate on Afterburner.
No, afterburner is great. Afterburner is
So
fantastic.
realistic.
Oh yeah, especially when you push up on the throttle all the way and you enter slow mo climax mode.
Oh, I
Very
think
realistic.
Don't you have to pull the throttle first to slow down and then push up
No, in
in afterburner?
uh no, in afterburner climax, you push the throttle all the way, then push it further to activate climax mode.
climax
No, of
mode.
course. Yep. You always get climax when you push it further.
I was gonna let you have that one.
Okay, anyone else played this?
I didn't play it.
No.
You did.
Okay.
No, naubusan ako ng pera. It was either this or Sekiro. So, alam mo naman ako, Dark Souls nerd. So I had to wait for Sekiro.
Okay. Regarding Ace Combat 7, I did play this one. Uh, it's actually it plays like Ace Combat, and I like the story. As usual, Ace Combat delivers good stories. Except for part one. Part one, I don't think had a story. Part one,
Part one
it
and two,
started in part two. Electro Spear,
I think.
if I remember it
Those
right.
ones I've
No,
actually
part
played.
three
Those
was
were
Electrosphere. Part three was
Part 3
Electrosphere.
is Electro Spear. So
Yeah.
I probably missed playing Ace Combat 2 and Ace Combat Zero, I think. But everything else I played, including 6, which was on the Xbox. It was an exclusive.
Assault Horizon.
Yeah, and Assault Horizon. Yeah,
Yep.
definitely the both Assault Horizons, including the 3DS one. I played that. Regarding Ace Combat games, I just don't like the part where you navigate your plane in the canyons. It frustrates the hell out of me. But other than that,
You're
it's
right.
pretty good. And when I tried multiplayer, I will never try it again because the people there are. When you thought you're good, you're not.
I
Which is
think that
diba, that's the same for a lot of
yeah, I
single
think this
player games and
yeah
then going to multi.
yeah
It's like Street Fighter. Like I'm good at the computer. I can beat level 8. Then you start playing against another person, and you find out you're way uh, unskilled compared to
Right.
that other person.
Uy, pero fun fact
Hmm.
the Ace Combat games weren't really the first ones. Before that, it was an arcade shooter.
Hmm.
air
Air
combat
combat.
Air
air
combat.
combat.
Meron nun sa ATC dati, nung high school tayo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's
Ano
cool.
rin siya eh. I think it was System 22 arcade board. Same ng Ridge Racer 1. I don't know.
Time Crisis
Uh,
1.
I think so. Kasi,
yeah, Time Crisis 1, I think.
Yeah. Same
Same
system.
arcade
Yeah.
board.
They use the
Wow,
same
how
system.
nerdy are we? Alam mo yung board,
Extremely.
tas alam ko rin, yeah, the same, same architecture for
Yeah.
those other games.
Well, that's why we're doing a podcast.
Yep.
Okay, next game, DOA 6. There's no reason
Yeah.
you guys can't play it because it's free.
Boob
It's
Simulator
now free.
2019.
Simulator 6.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Hey.
as of recently, there are 4 playable characters on this one.
Core Fighters. Yeah.
4 core fighters, and if you like it, then you buy the game.
Yeah.
So
I think
let's start with the
I think I'm
guy
the only
that-
one. I think I'm the only one who bought it.
Yeah, I
The
think so.
complete version.
We value our money.
I wanted to check it out first. Anyway,
Chikira.
Chipaw yung
Chikira.
guinea pig.
yo yo yo. Anyway,
Yo, yo, Chikira.
let's get the opinion of the guy that actually bought it. So, Pao, what's your thoughts on it?
Okay, before I'll set the gameplay differences aside. I'll put that for last. But so in terms of the single player content, so there's so story mode is a bit like the story mode of Dead or Alive 5, but it you're no longer confined to a single branch. So what happens is that so certain scenes happen in a certain order. Then at a certain point, the story branches out, and let's say there are 3 characters who have events happening in parallel. Like after the 3rd event, you have one with Hayate, you have one with Marie Rose, and you have one with what's its name, with Leifang, for example.
Pangalan
And
pala,
then-
porn star na. Marie Rose.
No, don't go there.
Is it an actual
What?
porn star?
I don't
It
know.
is, right?
Probably.
Yeah, there you go.
Probably.
Marie Rose.
But anyway, so it parang visual novel siya in the sense that you can parang magbe-branch out siya, and then you do certain events for a character, but then the later events unlock only if you complete certain requirements, like you do this event and this event to unlock the next event, something like that. But what I like about the story mode here is that you'll get stuck using many different characters. Before you start the event, you can the game gives you an option to do a tutorial for specific to your character, where you learn like some bread and butter moves and combos, so that you're not thrown into the deep end. And once you're in, it doesn't have like the the requirements in Dead or Alive 5 story mode. So it's a bit more straightforward than DOA 5 in that sense. But yeah, basically some quality of life improvements there. But if you don't care about the story mode, then
You,
whatever.
you want to talk about the $92 season pass?
Well, not yet. Not yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Because there's another single player mode, the quest mode. So this is a bit like I would say it's a bit like it reminds me of a lot of a mobile game because what it does is it gives you missions, and let's say when you start quest mode, you have like three missions, and one is the each mission gives you like you have to use this character and you have to fulfill these conditions, and then you get one, two, or three stars, and then you go to the next mission and whatever. So the missions are can be things like perform a 5-hit combo or perform a stage gimmick and stuff like that. So it helps you learn a bit more about the game itself. Um, but again, it's structured a bit like a mobile game. Like you earn 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars, uh, stuff like that. So
Well,
it's an
technically, it's
interesting addition.
yeah, it's like a mobile game then, because it's also free, so you can actually
Yeah,
access
but
that part.
yeah. So um, and then you also have the usual training mode, still the same, pretty good. You still have like free training, combo training, and command training. Where command training is you go through the move list of your character. Combo training is you can practice specific combos or juggles. Um, but so going back to the $92 season pass.
Did you buy it?
Nope. So I don't really have a big problem with the $92 season pass because if you try to buy Dead or Alive 5 with all the costumes, it's gonna
Yep.
cost you about $400, maybe.
Yeah, but this
Yeah,
is season
roughly.
one though.
Yeah, I mean, Dead or Alive 5 had like 6 season passes.
Damn.
I don't
So
know, man. I might be old fashioned, but I think like especially if it's a fighting game,
it's not gonna give you anything. It's mostly costumes.
but you have Mei Shiranui there, man. Come on.
What? Yeah, what?
Yeah,
But
My Shiranui?
don't you have to
Why?
buy it to
That's
get
Samurai
Mai?
Shodown, right?
You can buy My Shiranui separately.
Oh, really?
Ah,
Yeah. You don't have to buy the season pass. The
Oh,
the season pass just gives you access to all the DLC for that season.
uh, well, I don't see her on Steam, so that's why I'm complaining. Is I want to spend
What?
freaking $92 for Bouncy May? Come on, man.
No, you can. She's probably gonna be like $5 for her character. If it's anything like DOA
For
5,
science purposes, she's fine.
if it's anything, no, if it's anything like DOA 5, there's gonna be a bundle with the character and some costumes, or you can just buy the character. Yeah, so it's still the same thing with DOA 6. There's gonna be a lot of costumes. There's gonna be a lot of DLC for those costumes, and it's up to you whether you want to pay for it or not. I'm thinking there's gonna be some more collaborations like what they did with 5 with Attack
Virtua
on Titan
Fighters.
and Gust. There's no Virtual Fighter guest stars this time.
Yeah. Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd rather have Virtual Fighter 6 than.
Yeah. Well, yeah. This is poor man's Virtua Fighter.
But so going into the gameplay itself, so they did make some changes into how you earn costumes, which I don't necessarily agree with. what you do is you earn. You go through arcade mode or story mode or quest mode, and then you earn blueprints for a specific costume. So you earn parts for a costume, and let's say one costume takes 20 parts, for example. So you have to grind for 20 of those parts, and then you get the chance to buy that costume with the in-game cash.
Chance?
Cash.
Chance.
Will you get the
Huh?
chance to buy it?
No, I mean, so after I get 20 pieces of this blueprint for this costume for Kasumi, then I can buy it.
Okay, now you need chance to. I'm like, what?
No. It's not. It's not a loot box. It's not a loot box. It's not a loot box. You can buy it.
Can you
The
earn
prob-
characters through gameplay?
No,
So you have to buy it.
no. Yeah, yep. Characters you have to buy. Costumes. You can only earn certain costumes. The others you have to buy. So the problem I have there is that if, for example, I use Hitomi a lot, there's no guarantee that the costume parts I earn are all for Hitomi.
That sucks.
Yeah. So I think they're going to tweak the drop rates for the initial period, but it's still a bit of a grind.
How's
Yeah,
the
I
reception
mean-
on this thing?
Huh?
Is it well
alright.
received? I haven't, checked any of the reviews.
It's all right. So in terms of the I think it's about the same as 5. Because in terms of gameplay, it's the fighting system itself is as solid as ever. They changed a lot. They changed some things over. So I'm gonna go through some of them. So one of the big changes is that there's a new 4th button, which is the special button. But it's actually just a shortcut for all 3 buttons. Because starting with 5, there's basically no use for all 3 button combination. So they basically repurposed it for a different function.
That's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. But so if you press this button, by default, if you keep mashing it, it's like a special combo, a 4-hit combo that causes stun every time it hits.
All 4 hits.
Yeah, and then if you have enough super, if you have enough levels in your super bar, the 5th hit will trigger your break blow. Break blow is the replacement for the rage. What was that? Power blow from DOA 5, which is your super. So if you hold back and press the special button, it consumes 1 bar from your super, and it triggers the break hold, which is a hold that basically counters everything. So it can counter. It's the only way to counter the break blow. So it's an interesting dynamic because the break blow takes up your entire super, which is 2 levels, but the break hold only takes one level. So it gives you it sort of feeds into the mind games of whether you want to risk something or not.
Like for mix-ups.
Yeah, because the threat of the break hold basically makes you even more paranoid as to whether the other players are just gonna break hold and kill your momentum. And then if you press up or down or and the special button, it triggers like a special sidestep. which if you played Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, it's the same as tapping up or down and pressing punch kick guard. Or if you're more of a Tekken person, it's like the difference between sidestepping and sidewalking.
Like wave dashing.
No. Wave dashing is different.
Way different.
But so basically, it's a sidestep that goes further.
Ah.
It's a faster sidestep that goes further, but it
Pero
doesn't.
hindi siya, it's not a level change. It's
No,
just
no.
a longer sidestep.
Yeah, longer and faster sidestep,
Oh.
but it gives you more recovery, I think. So you so it's riskier to use it in close.
Okay.
And then in they've also streamlined the stun system because Dead or Alive always has like different kinds of stuns. So now there's only like a critical stun and a fatal stun. A critical stun is when you get hit by repeatedly by combo, you're in critical stun. The only way out of it, out of a critical stun, is to correctly counter the whatever next blow your opponent is gonna get. And fatal stun is basically you can only get out of it by using your break hold. So it's kind of streamlined now. There's none of that because in Dead or Alive 5 there's like 3 kinds of stuns. And there's also a stun where you trip, where there's a stun where you get staggered. It's like so there's a lot of different kinds, but now it's like we only have two kinds of stuns. So I think it's better in some ways because it's a bit more readable as to what your condition is. But the break hold and the break blow is really a big change to the overall flow. What else? So yeah, in terms of gameplay, it's a more solid DOA 5, but it's not as good as DOA 4, I think.
No, okay. DOA4, still the
'Cause-
best.
Yeah, because I think the problem with DOE 5 was that there wasn't as much detail put into the environments, and DOA 4 had the environments were a lot more critical to success in terms of your positioning.
Andun pa ba si Itagaki nun?
Yeah.
Or
Four was the last one. Yeah, 4 was the last one he did.
That's why.
Yeah. So so 6 kind of brings back a lot more of the importance of positioning compared to 5, but it's still not to the level of 4. Although I would say that maybe for a tournament setting, 6 is a lot better than 4. Because 4 has got some random stuff going on, like in the Las Vegas stage where with the cars trying to run over you. So 6 is like a bit more measured.
That sounds oddly
deliberate.
realistic.
In what? In Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas, yeah, all the cars try to run over. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's how it is in real life.
yeah. But in terms of gameplay, it's a lot harder to predict because the only cues you'll have are the audio cues where beep beep, and then you only have like a split second to react to the car where you have to do a hold to avoid getting run over.
Sounds like Dark Souls.
It's like Dark Souls except the controls work.
And and there's
That's
boob
right.
physics.
Pero
So
isn't it? Don't they have less, actually less move physics in this game? Kasi right
it's
now I think they're trying to gear DOA and putting and try and I guess they're trying to enter the esports scene for
yeah,
DOA.
yeah. Um it's more noticeable than 5, but it's not as aggressive as 4.
Funny you mentioned that. But they
Right.
debuted it at Tokyo Game Show. They had like 2 gravure models
Yes.
posing with the game, and then they're like jumping up and down,
Yeah.
squeezing their boobs together. So I'm like,
I mean, kahit na bawasan nila, DOA is not DOA without.
yeah, it's the boob fighter,
Yeah.
It's all the
Yeah.
boobs.
which is not bad. They should just embrace it.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I think so.
I'd
In
embrace
a
it.
way.
Yeah, I would embrace both of it.
Very good. I would say like 6 is definitely an improvement over 5.
Opie?
Over 5.
Okay, sorry.
Over 5. Over.
Okay,
Five.
over pipe.
Overpipe.
Opie.
Opie.
But ano, because I think the power blow from because I had problems with 5 regarding the power blow in the power launcher, but in here I think it feels more organic to have the break blow and the break hold. So and it actually adds to the mind games of DOA. So far, I mean, I've only been playing it for like less than 10 hours, but so far I'm liking it. I like it a lot more than 5.
Okay, so Pao mentioned a lot of details. Any other one of you wants to add more to this one? Because I got nothing more to say.
Nope. That's pretty much it. You should just give like a number review.
Numbered
Call it
review.
Yeah, pal. How?
You number stuff?
So wait. Would it be? Oh, you know what? Never mind. I don't want to turn sexual, so I'll just.
Better than 5. Better than 5. Not as good as 4.
There. That's a pretty good opinion.
Yep.
Yep.
36 double D.
Yeah, that's. Alan, man, we're like in sync, That's what I was thinking. I'm like, should I go there? Or...
I'll go there for you.
Thank you,
I'm
man. I
rating
appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Double D, eh?
But pero I like the new characters. So they've got 2 new characters so far. See Diego and Nico. So Diego is like a Street Fighter kind of style. So he reminds me of a bit of Miguel. So Tekken 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Pag sinasabi mo Street Fighter, naisip ko homeless siya. Street Fighter.
Yeah, parang unorthodox yung style niya. So yung moves niya are a bit more awkward, but are a bit more brutal in a way. And
Baga
Nico
sapakan
is
style.
Yep, sapakan style.
Larong buko.
Ang dami niyang wait, what parang meron siyang parang hindi ko pa siya masyadong nagamit, but he's got he reminds me a bit of a mix between Miguel and Jean in Virtua Fighter. So parang Nico naman on the other hand is a bit more of a tricky fighter. Parang she's got the lightning powers. So she moves a bit like she's a bit more unique in her moveset.
That's the evil little girl, no?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so let's move to the next subject. That's actually Sekiro. Uh,
What?
who actually bought Sekiro?
I did.
Oh.
I did.
Okay. So to those who actually bought it, I've never played it. Pau, did you play it, or have you got it?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay, so there are only two
Um.
commentators here.
Yep.
Anyway, let's start first with the people who played it. Then we'll just give our opinion after. Cal, I've seen you play this game. Give
Yeah,
us your
just a
opinion
little
on it.
bit.
Yeah, let's start with you.
It's pretty good. I like I'm a huge fan of Tenchu, and I think the comparisons are pretty fair. Um, it's I don't know. I don't think it's a stealth game. That's the kind of misconception that yung mga previews, they're like, yeah, it's second coming of Tenchu, blah blah blah, stealthy. But I don't know if you've played any of the Tenchu games, but you can't actually fight there. If you fight, you're gonna get
You're
killed.
dead.
You're
Exactly,
at a
exactly,
disadvantage. Oh.
exactly. You can't. From what I can tell, I don't know if you played Bloodborne, but yung Bloodborne kasi walang block. So you either have to move out of the way or parry, and the game rewards you for parrying. Like the damage you get from parrying,
Mm-hmm.
it's huge compared to Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, or Demon Souls.
Yep. Yep.
It's huge, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So here they have this thing called posture, which is for you to actually quote unquote kill someone, you have to break their posture and then strike a death blow. So yung mga normal
Okay.
minions takes like one parry, and then which is pretty easy to do once you get used to it, and then you can kill them, or you can kill them, from stealth. Yung mga boss, they take multiple death blows, and the posture bar, you'll see it. It's like a yellow bar on top. You can't like be passive when fighting a boss. Basically, yun yung ano sa ano eh. There's like a safe way in Dark Souls where you let the guy do the move set, and then you move in, then hit once or twice, and then you move away.
Mm.
You can't do that here. You have to be constantly in the face. Because if you, let's say you parry, right, and you break a little bit of the posture, when you move away, and if you wait too long, yung posture bar basically refills.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of like a
have you
stamina bar.
yeah, have you played the For Honor?
For Honor, I have not.
Is
Yes.
it kind of like that? Kasi parang may stamina bar ka sa For Honor. If you
No,
try to,
not like For Honor. Kasi yung sa For Honor, yung stamina bar mo is basically yung your capacity to block or dodge or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Dito, it's different.
Yeah.
You can block, pero your
There's no stamina.
as far as the
basically.
enemy goes, as far as the enemy you're fighting goes, their stamina or their posture is not going to build up or break if you just keep on blocking them.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay.
You actually have to either parry,
Parry.
dodge, and counter
Mhm.
para
Parry
ma-break yung
counter.
posture.
Mm,
Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty hard. I mean, coming from a Souls vet, it's pretty hard.
But it's a faster pace than like Dark Souls or
Oh, for
something.
sure.
Kasi you can move a lot faster. Saka
Parang ang
your
Bloodborne.
move set is a lot faster.
Compared to Neo, is it about the same pace or faster than Neo?
Parang it's Neo, but all the enemies have auto block.
Right.
I think it's about this a very similar pace. Probably a little bit slower than Neo, and then the combat is a lot simpler than Neo.
Hmm.
I mean, it's like the combat is not very complex. I'm gonna from what I've played, what what it is really is a mixture of it's an action game, but it's also a stealth game. But it's not doing any of those that well, I think. Pero for some reason, it's good. No, it's parang mahirap siya explain eh.
I think ano siya, it doesn't focus on one main mechanic and then put all their money into it. It's a little bit more well-rounded.
Yeah, then compared to
Like
Dark Souls, yeah.
like it just like what Cal said, it's not a stealth game. It's also not a straight up action game where you can just button mash your way through all the levels.
Yeah, because stealth mechanics kind of suck.
Right. Plus, I know that developers, like from software developers, actually said that you're not going to be able to play through the game just by
Full stealth.
doing stealth.
Yeah. Like, meron akong, like, the first few minutes, there's like a guy, right? So you creep up behind him, he doesn't notice you, and then you kill him, and then there's this guy at the bottom of the stairs. Usually in like stealth games, that guy is far enough na hindi niya notice yung body. But like he's like, oh, he immediately notices you, and you're forced to kill him.
Like if it's in, pag nasa line of sight lang,
Oh,
they'll know.
realistic line of sight. Like kahit malayo ka. Dito talaga, kahit malayo ka,
Well-
pag pinatay mo, kahit malayo yung tao, mahuhuli ka.
So at least
Yep.
so at least it's somewhere between Metal Gear with the cone with the cones.
Yeah, but there's
and but it's not veering into Uncharted where when you kill one guy, everybody immediately knows where you are.
right.
I don't know.
No, that's true. Kasi I just started playing it today, or really yesterday. But when you have my portion, there's guys on the other side of the wall.
Mhm.
Pero the guys that I'm killing is on my side of the wall. I kill them all. You'll see their icons kind of like go
What's happening?
yellow. Parang parang they're on alert mode, but they don't know what's going on. So they're not rushing. They're not gonna immediately rush to you because they know where the guy was killed, even though they can't
Yeah.
see it.
Mm.
Yeah, but
That's
if you
good.
do it in front of a gate, they'll rush through it.
Okay, so meron pang does Alan have any more opinions on this one? So we're trying to rush this over because we're really over time.
I know, right?
Right. Well, no, I just suck at Souls-like games.
How about Pao? Do you have any opinions? Are you gonna pick this up?
No.
Nope. I'm interested.
Maybe. Maybe.
Are you a fan of Dark Souls games?
No.
Then I don't know, man. You should probably save your money. It's hard to recommend. I mean, like, I love Dark Souls and I recommend it to everybody, but this game, man, I
would.
mean,
The thing is, I don't think it's, from what I've seen, I don't think it's the same kind of
no, it's not.
game as Dark Souls. So I think it's different enough that I think that I could like it, but I wouldn't know yet.
But
As it stands, I still have so many other games to play. So
well, as the person who recommended Kaguya-Sama and Bunny Senpai,
Oh, you're gonna do that?
you should get Devil May Cry 5 first.
Oh, okay.
yes,
I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah.
to me, it's just a better game. I mean, like, I was super hyped for this game, but then when I played it, it didn't grab me the same way Devil May Cry 5 did. That's all I'm gonna say.
I feel like that's gonna be next on my list.
But I have to say, yung traversal mechanics niya, saka yung sword play, and yung
It's very
parry
satisfying.
system niya is really great.
Yep,
Yeah, I
it's-
think
yep.
you really feel the clash of the swords.
Yep, that's true. Like, way better than even Neo. Like, when you're like crossing swords with people, it's really good.
Yep, that's what hooked me in this game.
Yeah.
Even though it's
Although
not-
technically, realistically, you're not supposed to clash swords.
Well, there's times you're. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard because there's like points in the game that they really force you to fight,
Yeah.
that you
Right.
can't stealth through it. So it's like if this is a stealth game, it's horrible, you know. Pero at the
The,
same time, the fighting, while it is simple and well executed, very simplistic nga siya. There's really no combos. It's parry, death blow. That's it.
well, that's fine. Because I was actually looking for something like For Honor. For Honor has only very simplistic
Simple
combos.
attacks. If it's just that, yung attacks, parry, dodging, mechanics,
Yeah.
and all that, it's very. I mean, you can compare it to For Honor.
Oh yeah. Because that I love For Honor.
Okay, so me, I'll get it because there's ninjas. That's it.
Always a good reason.
Ninjas. I'm gonna get the OA6 because of ninjas.
That's not really why you're getting DOA 6. But we'll say that's the reason.
Hey, Cal, don't project. Don't project.
Hey man, I'm may
Okay,
shower scene ba sa DOA 6?
I don't think
So far, wala.
Ay, sabihin ko sana insta-buy, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kahit may shower scene sa DOA 6, best video game shower scene for me is Parasite Eve 2, Aya Brea.
That's pretty good.
Kala ko
That's
Tomb
pretty good.
Raider.
Tomb Raider with their triangle.
Tomb Raider 2?
Polygons, man.
Tomb Raider 2.
Tomb
No, just
Raider
Aya
2
Brea.
takes off.
You know what? They should remake that next. Parasite Eve, tapos Resident Evil 2 remake engine. Oh my god, that would be so
good
good.
luck. Good luck with Square.
I know, right? Yep.
FF7 remake nga. Ano ba to?
Or Dino
Parang-
Crisis. That would be so good.
Dino
Okay,
Crisis.
let's move to the next subject. This was just announced recently. Google Stadia. So I know you guys have opinions on this one. I'll start muna because Stadia won't work in the Philippines because of our internet.
Yay!
Hooray! Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
That's
I
pretty
think
much
it's a
the
good-
general
It's
consensus.
actually a good idea if internet works well. Kasi nga, no install. You don't need to go to a store to get your game. And there's no patching. So once it's done, once you start immediately. The only thing here is yung nga, pag nag-down ang system, down lahat.
ayun. Kung internet mo, especially now in a world where there's like in America, there's data caps.
Yeah, yun nga,
You
data
know?
caps yung
Yep,
problema pa.
So if you're playing 4K, because that's what they're saying, 4K 60 FPS.
Yeah.
4K,
You're gonna burn
how?
through it.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna burn through your video. I mean your data cap.
Okay, so who wants to start with this one? Because I know some of you have opinions on this.
I'll start.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
think it's shit.
Just off the bat, we're just doing that.
No, I really think it's shit though. I mean, like for all the smart
No, I
people
agree.
supposedly working at Google, their market is gonna be so small.
Yeah.
They would be better off like uh, starting their own internet company, and making sure everyone
Which they
has-
did.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
they sort of did, but then
Yeah,
they forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't follow through with it. I'm still waiting for Google Internet
Fiber.
here in Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
It never came. Kumbaga, the install base is too small. If you're gonna check the boxes, yung people na will actually afford this,
Mhm.
it's not. It's a very small market.
Niche
And
market.
most of the time, yeah, it's a niche market, exactly. And the people who, would want to play 4K, 60 FPS, they will spend all that money on their rigs already, So what's the point? Why would you risk, playing a game through the internet when you just build your own rig? spend some money and have the same results. Unless it's like dirt cheap, and I don't know, like have better infrastructure. I don't think it's gonna do good.
No, I agree. It's a good idea, but it's not a good idea right
Right
now.
now, exactly.
Yep.
Didn't they try to do
Especially
this?
since yung what was the internet connection requirement? What 500 gigas
20,
500 Mbps or something?
Mbps? Are you serious?
20 no,
MBS?
no, 20 ang sabi nila. They're saying that they can have something playable at 20.
Yeah, but that's
Right.
not gonna be
Yeah. Yeah.
4K though.
That's not gonna be 4K though.
Of
Yeah.
course
If
not.
you want to play the 4K, you have to have what
You
probably
gotta live in
yeah
Japan or South
gigabit
Korea.
internet.
Mm.
So I don't know. Plus Chrome browser, ang lakas ang kakainin sa RAM.
Exactly.
RAM
Google,
killer.
hire us as consultants, please. Don't waste your
Uh,
money. You can pay us all like $20 an hour. We will tell you this is a bad idea.
uh, so I have um I have things to say because if we're talking about just streaming the same kind of games that we're used to playing, then yes, it's a bad idea at this point in time. It's not gonna fly. But the thing that Google is building here is a framework for their platform, right? It's not the same as what Sony is doing with PlayStation now, where they have PlayStation 3s hooked up, and then you run remotely PS3 games from their servers. So they're actually building a sort of customized server blade, and one of the things they're trying to promote is elastic compute. Now, the idea there is that with elastic compute, you're not just limited to one instance of the specific hardware. So they're saying that this hardware has 10 teraflops of GPU power or something, but it can expand so that you can use up more than that if necessary for your game. So that's the thing that I think will have the most potential. So
Yeah.
the one what I'm thinking of is that this is the first step to getting something like Ready Player One's Oasis.
Do you think Google will be willing to lose money though? That's what I'm saying. Because it's a, I agree that it's like a foundation, but they're gonna
Yep.
lose money for, I don't know, three,
Yeah.
4, 5 years up until
Yeah.
the.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. That's the problem because we don't know what Google is willing to lose, and the problem I have on the other side of the coin, my enthusiasm is kind of tempered because Google has a habit of dropping things that aren't working after 2 or 3 years,
Google
like
Glass.
what
Google
happened.
Fiber.
Yeah,
Oh
Google
my
Glass,
God, yung
Google
Google
Fiber,
Glass.
or even the inbox by Gmail. Like what was that all about? Google, like Google Plus survived like 5 years. I don't know how much. I think of all the things Google's done, like Gmail is the one that's stuck around the most outside of their standard search, and Google Fi probably.
Google
But
Docs.
yeah, and Google Docs. But otherwise, the only problem I have is that Google is that we don't know how committed Google is going to be to this. Like, is this going to be a 2 year only thing? I mean, hopefully not, because they set up an entire studio just for this. But so far, it so far Google is repeating the same thing the same mistake that Microsoft did with the Xbox One reveal, where they didn't show enough of the games.
Yep, there were only actually two. which was Doom, Eternal, and
Doom Eternal.
Odyssey. Yeah. So other than that, we have no idea what the heck they're
Yeah.
going to offer.
So yeah, so it's all gonna depend on what the price point they're trying to hit is, and what
And
the
the games.
pricing. Yeah, and whatever exclusive games they're working on, like in in partnership with whoever, like with Sega, for example, something.
I
Well,
don't
Well,
know.
saka
I think
that's
it's
it's this is not the same. This is not the only service, the only game streaming service there is. Meron
Yeah,
yung
exactly.
ano,
like on
Shadow. I think it's Shadow streaming.
yeah. So it started with On Live and Gaikai. Gaikai became
Nvidia has
PlayStation
that stuff
now.
too, don't they?
What?
Doesn't Nvidia have like a game streaming service?
Yeah, the Shadow Stream. Yeah. So yeah, there was On Live, there was Gaikai, which became PlayStation now. Nvidia has the Shadow streaming, and then Microsoft gonna come out with the Project X Cloud, and that's not even counting the different Nintendo things in Japan, like Dragon Quest the 10 on 3DS, Dragon Quest 10 on 3DS, Resident Evil 7 on Switch, which are all streaming. So it's not like this is the first time that's somebody's tried it, and it's like but yeah, but I agree with you guys on the point that Google is not doing anything that is inspiring confidence, and that this is
Have you
gonna
seen the
be
controller?
yeah.
It's like the most generic controller. It's like controller, muck controller face. It's like
Yep.
you
It's
know,
like a
it-
but it
steel
connects
series.
directly to Wi-Fi.
uh,
Yeah, I think that was interesting actually. 'Cause it's gonna be used for like if you have a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Um, so instead of connecting to the Chromecast, you're gonna connect directly to Google server, which in theory should help with latency.
yeah,
But
it's like one less layer, right?
yeah, but again, Google's not exactly showing anything that's inspiring confidence.
Yeah, tsaka yung
You know
Like I
what they
problem
can
with
should
see,
this,
do?
the problem with their presentation, it kind of left me with more questions than answers.
yeah,
How
exactly.
much
Yep, you're
does
right.
it cost? Parang, is it? I know it's available only in 4 districts, 4 countries specifically.
Yeah,
Pero yun nga, do you need Google Wi-Fi for it specifically or something which is not actually kalat sa US? So yeah.
Alam mo kailangan nila. They should just Google once again hire me. I am available as a consultant. You guys are gonna love this idea, by the way. Guarantee you. Google Nerve Gear, right? It's
Then
a
you remove the
headset.
log out button.
Exactly. So it's a headset. I'm gonna patent this. It's a headset that connects straightly to your spine. So you're in a virtual world where you can move and act without hurting yourself. Google. Yep, Google.
So you basically Genlock.
Yeah.
Genlock.
Or Sword Art Online. Google Nerve Gear nga eh.
The nerve.
very yeah, but yeah, in terms of them building a platform for new kinds of experiences, like I can see the potential, but like how they're marketing it as a way to play any games on any screen,
Yeah.
like it's still questionable how much of a success it's gonna be.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like all jokes aside though, if it was like a headgear, let's say like okay, you can stream games through it, you
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
have any problems. You can play your standard video game on it. You can play VR on it. You're not going to be limited by processing power of your console because you're
Correct.
doing
Yeah.
that processing through the cloud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a good idea, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
See,
exactly.
then I'd be more excited about that. I'm like, yeah, Sword Art Online, woo! In real life.
Yeah. So again, like I said, the Google is doing the same, is repeating the same mistakes that Microsoft did when
Yeah,
they
and
issued
all the other
Xbox One.
game streaming services have made. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's learning from all these mistakes.
Well, Google is saying they learned, so
Oh,
Right. I think it's
I don't know.
just a business. It's a business decision. They're trying to be the first one to
Do
succeed.
it.
do it right.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Did you try the demo of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey through the Chrome browser?
I I didn't get in the beta.
Oh well,
There's
me neither.
latency issues though. Eh.
Talaga.
Of course,
I'm
there's gonna be late.
sure.
See, that's what I'm saying. So it's like yung demo nyo bagsak. Maybe that's why they didn't show anything.
Well,
when they
yeah,
unveiled it, because they got shit on for that, weren't they?
yeah. But so the thing there is that I think the latency was not as bad as people expected.
Hmm.
So
But I
I
mean,
think Digital Foundry did the measurement on that, and they found that it was pretty close to the Xbox One X version.
God bless Digital Foundry. I love those guys.
Yeah, there's good and bad from Digital Foundry, pero overall, I will never question their authority.
I know, right? They're the ones who basically pioneered all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so last topic na, which is yung Nindies Showcase, which was shown last, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Can't remember. So and they just announced Cuphead on Nintendo
Yep.
Switch, which was a surprise to some because it's a Microsoft exclusive. So
And
And how
the
Xbox One
surprising
on
thing there
Switch?
was that the surprising thing there was Microsoft was apparently the one who requested it to be released on Switch.
yeah.
That's, no, you know what? That's actually a pretty smart move. It's
Yeah,
really smart.
because this will be Microsoft Trojan horse to get Xbox Live onto Switch. So
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
yeah, so
And
with,
cross-platform play. Let all these things that Sony's being Scrooge about. They're gonna do.
yeah,
And next console generation. If they get ahead, if they release first, I think they have a
mhm.
chance. To beat
Yeah,
Sony.
yeah, because I think Microsoft is realizing now that we're in an age where platform exclusive don't really matter as much as they used to, no matter what
No,
Sony says.
no,
Because if you think about it, what are the most popular games now? You got
unless you're
Fortnite.
Nintendo.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you got Fortnite. You got Grand Theft Auto 5. You've got Minecraft. You've got
Red Dead.
League of Legends, Dota 2, Red Dead Redemption. Like all of these are not exclusives. So I think Microsoft is recognizing that, and they're trying to make steps to leverage the primary strength they have, which is the Xbox Live network, basically.
I don't know. I don't think they should be losing. Like, you guys invented Windows. I mean, seriously. Like, you
What?
should make a console that's easy to, yung formula na Xbox 360. Something
Yeah,
easy
yeah,
to develop for, tons of games,
yeah,
and consumer centric. I mean,
yeah,
seriously.
yeah. Which I think I think they started going back to that with the Xbox One X in some way, but
Too late
yeah, the
na.
damage was done. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so
Parang yung ngipin ni Diggs, the damage was already done.
So what?
that's physical damage.
Ang ganda ng picture mo eh. Gusto ko na ma-comment yung picture mo. Ang ganda eh.
But yeah, so I think Microsoft is gonna. I'm not of the idea that Microsoft should stop making Xbox consoles. Parang, I think it's gonna be more like what they're doing with the Surface computers, where the Surface computers are like the ideal of what Windows could be, the same way that Xbox consoles would be the ideal of what the Xbox gaming experience would be. But like if you want to use a different computer to use Windows, then they're not gonna stop you. The same way if you want to play Cuphead on the Switch, Microsoft isn't gonna stop you. But the important thing is you use Xbox Live.
Yeah.
I think they need better games. Like I know you just said the exclusives are not that important, but they need better games, man. That's what it is really at the end of the day. If you're gonna have like
Yeah,
all
it
these
no,
games on the same
no, he,
consoles,
yeah, but
that
the problem is how do you define better?
like
Like,
I don't know.
like if you have something like Sea of Thieves, uh, are you going to say that that's better than Dad of Boy?
That boy.
Which one?
God of
Sea of
War.
Thieves. Sea of Thieves
Oh,
versus Dad of Boy, for example. So, I mean, for you, it's definitely not going to be better than Dad of Boy. But then for for someone else who's for example making a living streaming, um, Sea of Thieves is far more inducive to streaming because of the
oh,
open-ended nature of it.
I
So
get it, but
so
I mean like
how does it define? How do you define
well
something being
when
a better
so
game?
I'll use your example. So it's highly documented na when Sea of Thieves launched, man, it had issues.
Oh
There
yeah,
wasn't a lot of content, and it took some patches, and from what I can tell now, it's a good game
it's
now
better than
compared
Anthem.
to the what?
It's better than Anthem.
Yeah, well, sorry, Alan. That I'm not gonna argue with you, man.
No, I'm not gonna argue with you for that. Pero, and here's the thing though, kasi nowadays yung mentality you develop, or I guess publishers mentality of let's release this game now and then fix it later.
Mm.
And if you're gonna compare it to it, like just kind of like the examples you have, Sea of Thieves versus That of Boy. Parang Sea of Thieves, they released it, patched it, it's now a better game. That of Boy came
Mm.
out, it's
It
already a
was
great
complete.
game of like
No,
from the get go.
Yeah, it
yeah,
was
but
complete from the
no,
get-go. Exactly.
yeah,
So to me, that
but
would be a better game.
yeah, but no. The problem there is that the nature of both games are very different. So Sea of Thieves is a sort of emergent kind of game, a sort of sandboxy kind of game, and it's not the same as Dad Boy, which is a self-contained uh, third-person walking simulator game
Well,
with some action.
I'm gonna tell you, like a lot more people had fun playing God of War when it got released versus Sea of Thieves.
That's also subjective. So no, that's my point, right? It's like every
I,
person has their own barometer of what quality is. Like 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 millions of people are playing Dota, and I don't care for it. But that
that's
like
because Dota is shit.
well,
You're gonna piss off
not
a
not
lot
for
of
the
people there.
yeah, not for the
Hey
millions
man,
playing it. So 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 like so it goes back to the argument like what do you define as a good game? So is it something that's not it's technically sound,
Me?
like not buggy, something that's not um, something that's got a deep story, something that's got deep combat. It's like uh, it's like how I can appreciate how some people like the Devil May Cry style of lock-on, but personally, I would prefer it not to have it.
Yeah, that's the reason why we have four people here, so that we have different opinions, because not all people have the same opinion.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying in terms of sales as well. God of War did way better than Sea of Thieves. Maybe that's my barometer. It's like I know
Well,
it's like that's very
the problem with Sea of Thieves, right, is that the situation is complicated by the fact that it's available on Game Pass.
That's one more. It's kind of
So it's like,
free for the subscribers.
yeah, yeah. So if you subscribe to Game Pass, you have access to Sea of Thieves. Like I can play Sea of Thieves anytime, even if I haven't bought it.
Same with
Just
Crackdown
because
3.
yeah, which is what I'm playing right now. Like Crackdown 3, I love it, but I can see how people don't like it. Like, um, so it's kind of a complicated situation now because what we traditionally held up as measures of quality of a game don't necessarily apply anymore.
no, I agree. I agree, especially with games as a service.
Mhm.
I no, I agree.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
just saying it's like
Right.
yeah, it's like Warframe. Warframe is much different now than what it was before.
you better
Like
not talk
even
shit about Warframe.
I'm just saying it's different. I'm just saying it's different. I did not say it was better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. And
Okay.
also I have a specific bias towards parang may fina-follow sa Twitter like God of War, Last of Us. Those are what he calls the Oscar bait of video games.
I love those
Oscar
games, by
bait.
the way.
Yeah, it's like if you watch movies, there are certain movies that you watch and then you just know that it's supposed to be a movie that's being set up to win an Oscar. Like regardless of whether it's good or bad, it's being set up to be an Oscar winner, an Oscar nominee. So like his opinion is that Last of Us is kind of like that, the sad dad simulator.
Sad Dad Simulator.
Yeah, but as you pointed out multiple times, that's also just one opinion as well.
Yeah, I'm
There's
not
also
saying I'm
people
not saying
who bought it
it's I'm
and
not saying
enjoyed it.
I'm not saying it's a wrong opinion.
Oh no, yeah, no. I
No
like I said,
opinion
I
is
agree.
wrong.
No.
E- except the opinion that Initial D Mountain Vengeance is a not bad game.
Or or
Don't bring
or
it
that
back, man.
Sonic looks weird and you shouldn't watch the movie.
What movie?
What movie?
Sonic, I said.
Oh,
Sonic.
That's fact,
Sonic.
man. That's not
uh-huh.
an opinion. That's fact.
I'm still gonna watch it
I'll still watch it.
because I'm trash.
When you saw the trailer for the Doom movie with The Rock, and it was like,
Mhm.
man, I love Doom, but this movie's gonna be shit. You still watch it? Is that
Hey,
what's
I
happening here?
saw Super Mario Brothers in the theater. I saw Dragon Ball
No.
Evolution in the theater. I paid money for those.
I paid money to watch Van Damme Street Fighter. So,
Yeah, that's a good movie. So
Well,
so
that
bad
one is
it's
a
good.
classic.
That's true.
It's got Raul Julia in it.
Yep. And his
Di
bison
ba
is
Oscar
really
winner yun
good.
si Raul Julia?
did he win?
Well, if he didn't, he should have won an Oscar for M. Bison.
That was the best M Bison ever.
Yep, pretty
It
much.
was a Tuesday.
Yep, yun yung ano yun yung career defining role ni Jean-Claude Van Damme. Forget Bloodsport, forget Hard Target, Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. Okay, so nag-segue na naman tayo.
Oo nga eh.
Anyway, another news naman. Cadence of Hyrule. This is the first indie game to actually get the license of a AAA developer. Zelda characters.
Actually, dahil nakita ko yung trailer na yan, now I want to play Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yeah. That actually helps with their promotion with the first game because I want to play it too.
That's a good game. Crypt Necro Dancer is really good.
Yeah.
You can even
And,
put your own soundtrack on it.
It's a really they said it's a really good rhythm game, so you have to be on
Yeah.
rhythm all the time while playing it.
Yep.
Uh,
Kung gusto mo yung initial D soundtrack, ilagay mo dun.
oh my
Eurobeat.
god.
Pwede.
Pwede,
It's
di ba?
Eurobeat.
Yep.
Oh, pero you can do that with sorry, segue ulit, pero sa Beat Saber.
Beat Saber.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Beat
that's
Saber.
pretty.
Ang dami na nga there's a lot of videos of Beat Saber using different music. And it's entertaining to watch.
Yeah, Crypt.
Marami na nakita
is,
K-pop.
Have you played any roguelikes like that?
Which one?
Like what?
Yung Crypt of the Necro Dancer, because it's a rhythm game, but it's also a roguelike. So you still have to fight monsters, pick up stuff, do all that.
Well,
Yeah, that
the
yeah,
last-
stuff.
Yeah, so this is also one of my problems with indie games. Parang mahilig sila sa things na it's this except it's crossed with this. Parang yeah, sometimes that just doesn't work, or it's a novelty that doesn't carry for the whole game. Kaya lagi akong wary sa mga indie games that like crossing genres like that.
Yep.
Well, which is also the appeal of indie games, because they're the ones willing to try out these kinds of combinations of
Yep. Yeah. So I agree with that. That there's certain risk that they're willing to take, but at the same time, there are some concepts that probably are
Should never be
unexplored for a
explored.
reason.
right.
But again, I am very curious about Crypt of the Necrodancer because of that Cadence of Hyrule trailer.
Yep. Actually,
good
in the
game.
announcement, I only have 4 games that I'm actually interested in. First of all, I might bite Cuphead again. I already have it on Steam. Cadence of Hyrule. What was this other one? Rad, the one from Double Fine. And
that looks good.
My Friend Pedro, or
My Friend Pedro.
My Friend
Pedro.
Pedro. That
I
looks
believe
really
in
interesting.
science.
Anyway, what did you guys actually see on this that interested you,
Pedro.
Pedro?
Yeah, Pedro. I've been waiting for that game since last year when I first saw a demo of it.
Yeah,
So
I
what
actually
games?
forgot about it. My friend
What
Pedro.
platform is this?
Switch.
Oh,
It's also coming to on Steam.
Yeah, it's just a console exclusive, but regarding PC, it's included with PC. Yeah.
Steam. And then at the last minute, it's gonna be Epic Store.
No.
Okay, so that's actually all the topics we have. So, do you have anything to add?
Um, play
R.I.P.
Warframe.
Vita.
Huh?
R- R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Vita.
Vita.
Ano?
R.I.P. Vita.
Vita?
What's
Because
that?
because it's stopped production
Oh,
in Japan
R.I.P. Vita. Yep.
R.I.P.
yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
early this month. So
It
it's a
was
good thing
it
I
was a
have
good,
two.
It's
yeah,
a
it was a
good
good
thing you
console.
have two.
Yeah.
You know what? That kind
Okay.
of sucks because it was a good console and it had good games and it still didn't make it. You know?
The
Yeah.
problem I had with Vita is whatever's inside the Vita is already in a PS4, so it doesn't give you a reason to actually play it.
You can play PS1 games on there on the
Mm.
go.
Oh.
Gusto mo sapakan.
They on the
On the
go.
go.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you, like just
Yeah,
think about it. You can
I
play
can do that with
Grandia
my
on
PSP.
there.
Thank you very
You
much.
could play Suikoden.
yeah. No, PSP doesn't have the two analog for
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the
Yep.
thing. No
You
two
don't have that
analog
stupid
sticks.
nub.
but actually it doesn't matter because the PS1 games on Vita are emulated using the PSP emulator.
Yep.
So it's the same.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, you
But
know.
you still get the second analog. But yeah, if you want to play PS1 games, the Vita is probably the second best option you have after the PS3.
Okay. And looks like they won't be making another handheld. Based on
Oh,
what Sony's saying.
sayang ano,
Yeah, yeah.
they really got ahead with PSP and then after that they just
They
it's like
kind of dropped the
PS3 all
ball on
over
it.
again.
Yeah, I think that the memory card price really didn't help.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's the
It's
memory card
stupid.
that's the problem.
Yeah, because like when it was new, diba? It was going up against the 3DS. The 3DS was $250. The OLED Vita was like $299.
Mhm.
So if you think about the amount of technology that you're getting, like $50 above the 3DS is not actually a bad deal. But then the problem was that you had to buy like a 16 gig memory card was like $70. No, like $80 I think when it was new. So it's like it's like you had to add about $100
Yeah, so it's way
'Cause
overpriced in a way.
yeah. So it's in a worse position than what they did with the PSP with the memory stick. Because at least the memory stick you could use it for Sony cameras or something, but in the Vita memory cards could only be used on the Vita.
Yep.
Oh.
Sony sucks.
Well, guess what?
But
What?
they gave us
Guess
Spider
what?
Verse. So
RE Zero Season 2 just got announced.
No.
ooh.
3-0.
Reason.
Yep. Zero
Ah.
Season 2.
Well, that was a long time coming. There's also going to be a second Hero Academia movie.
Interesting.
I'm still waiting for Konosuba season 3.
Yep, that's
Ah,
really
there-
the best isekai out there. Konosuba.
there's going to be a
Oh, meron
season
na
2
cells
of,
at work.
huh?
Cells at work.
Season 2.
Season 2.
Wow.
Nice.
It's cool.
There's also a season 2 of Origairu.
Anyway, we may want to talk about that next week or next month. I think let's do this monthly. And that was actually fun.
Yeah, well, wasn't
Why
it?
not?
Yeah. So thank
Even
you guys.
for our own satisfaction.
That's actually all the time we have, and it's I think it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Eastern time already. So I think you need some sleep. So
Pwede
thank
bang
you
magano?
guys.
Sleep.
Yeah, sleep.
Shout out lang.
Shout out. Oh,
Pwede
sige,
shout
shout
out.
out.
Ashley, I love you. Thank you. Sana mag-guest ka sa podcast namin. Thank you.
That's a good one.
Tsaka si Bitoy, please Bitoy. I-promote mo kami.
Yun. Okay, so thank you. Good night. Actually, good morning there. Good afternoon here. So that's it.
All right.
All right,
Alright.
thank you.